If we ground Keaton here.
Yeah, you just tell Alyssa that you're grounded to Richmond.
Yeah. You have a shot collar for whenever you go outside of Richmond territory.
Dude, I am the shot collar.
Fuck.
We're live. We're live.
Yeah.
I did not start off the podcast talking about my girlfriend.
Dude. I mean, I did say I was starting it.
Actually, she might not be tuning in ASAP, so it's probably a good thing.
What up's going on? Follow, you know the guys.
That's laggy.
So, yeah, you notice I did that on the last reel when I was like, that I am that guy, and I did the point. It was like, hey,
Okay.
That was great. Yes.
We good.
We're all good. Hello.
This is the Conscious Cast.
Yo.
That hit hard.
yeah, but that's good pre-ground.
Jesus. That's like Keef. You guys know what episode?
Yeah.
Episode number 16.
16.
Hey.
Sweet 16, baby.
So after 15 episodes, how do you guys feel about making podcasts?
Dude, it is nuts that we're just going through a wave of almost only hate right now.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy to see it in action. Because I'm like, oh, 2 hate comments. Maybe we'll get 2 supportive comments. And, you know, there's funny ones like, did you see the comment that was like, me and the boys unemployed in 2020? That is a hilarious comment. I fuck with comments like those, but the other fucking 3 were, or 4 actually, there was 4, had
We need to fucking find that guy's at and like just take a picture with him or some shit.
So where you at, bro?
Do you want this one?
We should, I was just
Double
giving
mic'd
you-
up, bro?
I didn't realize you already had it. I was just giving it to you because I was doing this.
Double mic.
I am glad it took 15 episodes to get to this level of hate, because after having done 15 episodes, it's like
I mean, yes, I was laughing about the mics, and then I was laughing at
I'm
your
listening.
mans.
we have gotten so far on like making things work and figuring out the problems and like ironing out the kinks, and it feels like it's easier to take ourselves seriously with it because we have some experience with it. And it's like when people are trying to act like we're not good at this or something like that, it's like it's easy to brush that off.
I know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Because it's like I put myself in the same scenario where I'm like, what if I saw some other group of 4 dudes just hanging out, having a good time, talking shit?
And you were miserable.
Right. It's like I would like that's the kind of the point I'm getting at actually is I would never think about being like, why are you guys starting a podcast? I would be
Right.
more like, that's pretty cool, bro. Like
Yeah.
you're trying, like you're only gonna get better. Like that's awesome. It's like they see it for the first time. They're like, who the fuck do these kids think they fucking are? And then they start commenting. It's like, I know I can't take any of them seriously.
For sure.
I've even been in a spot where I wished I had homies that I could start a podcast with.
Facts.
And it's like, it is like.
It is, in fact, like.
If there is going to be natural hatred and jealousy for people doing something that you wish that you had. But, I mean, you just got to involve yourself in a community and see who your connections are. Like, literally, my fucking girlfriend's brother has a couple of dope-ass homies. And it's like, okay. Oh, shit. They found out that everyone else that was around them is fake? Oh, shit. Oh, okay. Now that I'm thinking about it, these are like the only people I fucking enjoy being around that isn't my girlfriend or family. And then bam, that's how it works. You just got to focus on your connections.
I think the people that you do it with matters a lot, because it's like when I think about like doing a podcast, I'm sure I could have come up with some way to cover this ground, but it's like it's a lot easier for me to do the podcast knowing that you're just going to come up with questions.
Fair.
And I mean, that was kind of the thing that Stuart was saying. And I also feel like the amount of ground that we cover and the way that we connect, I guess,
I agree.
is very versatile. So it keeps it fluid and fresh.
Yeah, I'm less like scared that it's gonna drop off and die at some point.
Right.
Like honestly, and I would rush that in the earlier episodes. I would be like rushing to get to the questions because I was terrified. Like I didn't trust that we were gonna be able to hold our own in 10 seconds of silence.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, it's all falling apart. So I would pull out the questions.
Next question, please.
Yeah, right.
Bro, you're good at that though.
I appreciate that because it's hard to find the line on
There's
that.
a lot of times where like we have had guests and it's like Noah's finishing up saying what he's saying and I'm like, fuck, dude, what's gonna happen after he gets done with this
Yeah,
part?
I've
like,
felt
what's
that
gonna
before,
happen?
too.
And then like, bam, you just ask a question. I'm like, oh,
It's
thank God.
You're very attuned to reading the room, essentially.
Fair.
Like you can tell, okay, I need to be prepared because this could just die right here, and that's why we even set the questions up to begin with, and why you have the need to do that.
I
Essentially,
guess since I even realized that, I could get better at that. Honestly.
Well, to be honest with you, the thing that helps me more than anything else is learning about the person I'm interviewing.
Absolutely.
It's like, okay, Henry Baker has this dope-ass room filled with sports. It's like, okay, I know enough about sports to be curious about it. And then it's like Stuart posts financial
What's up,
advice
Tom?
online. It's like, I'm curious about Stuart whenever he talks about the importance of routine and the importance of money and saving. He has his own philosophy, which I respect.
Mhm.
So I give him a character, and then it makes me genuinely curious about that character.
I think also you. Damn, I lost my train of thought. Never mind.
Oh, sounds real important, bro.
Yeah,
As
it
soon as you
wasn't.
thought about me, you forgot.
We all have a very like specific way that we kind of see the world and a specific impact we want to have on the world. And we're like thinking about our audience in that way and what questions we're asking and what things we're trying to talk about. Like one of your responses is we have important things to say. And it's like we believe that what we have to say is important. That's why you can say that.
Fair.
And so it's easy to stay talking because we have so much we want to offer.
I agree. Can we splurge about matter of fact for like 10 seconds?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's gonna be
Matter
longer
of
than
fact,
that,
it was would go 4 hours if we didn't cut it off.
Yes, bro. There's been 2 episodes in a row now where there's this dude that stays and watches the entire thing and asks questions about the things that we're talking about. And then another dude joined in at the end. Seth plugged the guy's Instagram and he followed us on Instagram. That's like the first follower we've gotten in fucking yeah. But either way, matter of fact is where me and Seth talk about topics that we want to talk about, and they're very lengthy. We'll come up with one topic. Last episode we did archetypes, and I literally only had 2 questions on the board, and it was a 3-hour episode. Granted, it was helpful because that one dude was in there, Maximus, commenting and keeping up with the video the whole time. But
Asking questions.
even without him, bro, we were having 3-hour videos.
Mm-hmm.
The first 2 episodes, nobody was commenting. We had 3 hours. Well, Noah commented, but I didn't realize.
Yeah.
So we ignored Noah.
Yeah. Imagine that.
But yeah.
Thankfully.
Dude, when I was talking.
mean-
oh, sorry. When I was talking
Next
to
question.
Jamie, I was like, yeah, me and Seth started a side podcast. He's like, oh, yeah, I know you started a second one. And I was like, bro, you seen all this? And he was like, yeah, what do you mean? You think I'm not on Facebook? I was like, bro, do you like, comment, or do anything? And he was like, oh, no. I was like, I never see your name,
Yeah.
bro.
He doesn't really exist.
Yeah, exactly. If
He's
you're just
lurking from the shadows.
lurking is a great word. If you lurk on Facebook, no one's going to know you're on Facebook.
I mean, that's kind of the point,
But then he's like shocked that I don't know he's on Facebook.
right?
Yeah, I'm like,
Everybody's on Facebook, bro.
You're like,
Well, I wasn't.
weren't you
I wasn't.
pretending
Yeah.
not to be on Facebook? Like, how are you?
Right. I remember what I was gonna say. Another thing that I think, because you were like, well, maybe I should start working on like being able to pick up the question whenever it's starting to lull down. And I was thinking about me and Seth
excuse
and
me.
David. We like try to come up with segues, like to make it go on to the next question, since if we're like sensing it dying down.
Seth had a great one last episode. Not to cut you off.
No, I was done.
Okay. Yeah, you had a great one last episode. He brought up like the guest experience from the Patty the Batty chaos.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, but then the guest experience was like, oh, I seen that. That was pretty good. That shit is exciting. Because I'm always like, how am I gonna? I don't want to just tell everybody to shut up. We're talking about something else now, but I have to do this eventually because I want to ask this.
Being able to tie it in is a skill for sure.
Dude, the first 2 episodes, that was why I was so amped the first like 3 episodes because I don't know where the line is. I'm like, I need to ask the question now. They need to find out. Like,
It's been an hour.
Yeah, if I don't say something, like, but right now and the pool episode, we clicked record and
Yeah, we didn't.
that
even
was
get to
the
questions.
episode. I had a topic. We were gonna talk about high school that episode.
Oh, interesting.
We never did. We literally started recording and we started talking about something and then we started talking about 100 different things. So we never talked about
Which
it.
is what's happening right now, literally.
I agree, and I'm fine with it so far. But if we want to get to the first topic,
I feel like
Wow, we talked about segues, and that's the segue to the next
that was
topic.
that was like a C tier segue. But I hear you.
it's funny because we've already done this multiple times this podcast, but like the first topic that we came up with was active listening.
Do you remember the first question?
No,
Fair.
I just remembered the topic.
Do you have anything more to say before I ask it?
You can say it.
Why is active listening important?
Yeah. I'll go first. Active listening is important so that you can grasp everything that is being said in its entirety. I think it's really easy to tune out and think about something else, and then you miss like half the sentence. It's just like a blurry outline of what they were saying. You can hear what they were saying, but it's not really like registering to you what they actually said. And I think if you want to be engaged in conversation to your maximum capacity, active listening is very important.
Concise, I respect.
People spend a lot of time, and I am included in that. People spend a lot of time thinking about what they're going to say next.
That's a great point.
True.
I was gonna make that point.
Yeah.
Because you want to have something important to say next. You want to be contributing to the conversation. And I would stress active listening to be as to give the best contribution to a conversation, because how can you come up with a good response when you don't even know what you're responding to, if you haven't even paid attention to what the other person's saying? So you can communicate more what you actually believe about whatever the topic is if you know the parameters of what's going on, because what is actually being talked about is clear in your head. And then when you form your response, you know exactly what they said, and you know exactly what ideas you're trying to get across.
Fair. I think active listening is important because there's a lot more things you can listen to than most people think.
True.
Such as tone. Tone is very important.
Facts.
It emphasizes how much energy they're putting into the words they're using, and that gives you perspective. Active listening also includes watching them, so that includes body language. So yeah, active listening is just taking in everything about them and pretty much analyzing it, gauging it.
I was
But-
gonna.
Sorry.
I was gonna say something to double down on what Seth was saying. Also, if you're active listening the whole time, you'll come up with a response. Like, the more you're thinking about it while they're talking, the less likely it is that you're gonna be coming up with a good response because you're thinking about trying to think of something. And I think if you naturally let the flow of the conversation go, where you listen to exactly what they're saying in the moment to carry the conversation, even if you need a second to be like gathering your thoughts, you'll come up with a response. So being nervous about active listening because you're worried about having something to say will just wash away itself, I guess.
True. I think that's just how a conversation should go, is by active listening. Like, I feel like a lot of moms in the world have issues with their sons because they'll just want to talk about their day, and the sons just do not. They will literally, okay, whatever, mom. Like, the mom literally cannot talk about her day to her son. Like, I know multiple kids who were my friends. And I would literally just listen to my mom, listen to my grandmas, all that. And I feel like those are good practices to learn as a kid. And
Yeah.
in school, unfortunately, it's a good lesson in school.
I never learned that.
Well, I don't think they.
Joke and non-joke.
I don't think they teach it in school. Is the thing. They just are like.
Active listening as a specific, definitely.
Yeah,
not,
they're like,
definitely
shut up
not.
and listen.
Exactly.
It's like disciplinary.
Yeah.
And that even goes into what you were saying about, dude.
Can I steal
I
that for 3 seconds?
Bro, what was
Oh,
it?
thank you,
What
thank
were you
you.
about to say?
Oh, thank you. Good call. My reaction time was somewhat there, but I don't know if it would have been there without that.
Tell how excited you were.
Body language and shit, and like
Yes, in
tonality.
tone,
Yes,
tone.
bro.
Yes, teachers don't have that anymore because of
So in
just
English,
like police officers.
bro,
They're just at their job. They don't give a fuck.
You know what teachers sound like most of the time. If you go flip to page 56. and
People
you
who
look
don't
at
get on the
third-
Conscious Cast episode.
Make sure you highlight that. I'm like, no, I mean on page 56, bro. Fuck you. Like I did not paying attention in high school was tough.
I agree.
Because they were boring and they
Do you have
didn't wanna be there.
undiagnosed ADHD?
My dad has ADHD to the point where the government, every time he gets out of prison, just pays him. Because apparently his ADHD is so severe. I don't know how much cap this is and how much he just feeds into it to get the paycheck. But, excuse me. But he gets paid by the government for his ADHD. Do I think I might have subtle variations of ADHD? Yes. But I think that I adjust my habits around that. Like I meditate every day. I think that helps a lot. I don't think the average ADHD
Meditate every day?
every single day.
Dude, I'm jealous.
But it's like a person with ADHD would say what anybody would say. I don't think I could sit still for that long. It's like that's at least
use
to
it as
me.
an excuse.
That's the whole point of meditation. To me,
Don't make
is it's
excuses
like
and-
I didn't want to sit still for 5 minutes, but I started with 5 minutes because I wanted to build from somewhere. Dude, I did 15 minutes and 20 minutes when I first started. It was hell. It was hell. 20 minutes of just with your eyes shut, bro, is fucking miserable and boring, and you just want to do anything to stop that. So I started with 5 minutes, and I slowly worked up. 15 minutes a day now.
And that's how most things work, especially things you're paying attention to, whether it's paying attention to like in the meditation sense or paying attention to something you're trying to learn. It's like you do have to spend time doing it more and more to be able to attend to it more and more mentally. Like you're not going to be able to start out spending fucking 3 hours at the gym.
Oh my god, you'd hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Badly.
And it's like you might not be able to start out spending 3 hours writing, but if you do it for 15 minutes the first time, eventually,
Facts.
if you're doing it all the time, you're going to build up your attention span on it.
Same with active listening.
Yes, absolutely. Paying attention during conversation, and the more invested you are in really hearing the people around you and what they're trying to get across can be really helpful.
Now I have 2 questions. I'm gonna ask them both because it's gonna be really funny. Does the average person actively listen, and why not? Does anybody want to go first?
I think pretty much everyone on the planet has room to improve, because I agree the average person does not actively listen as well as they could, or even halfway as well as they could.
I feel like debates would make more sense.
Debates?
Yeah, like the presidential debate and shit. If people were active listening more often, I feel like all of the debates going on the internet and shit like that would make more sense. There's a lot of
True.
emotional dialect going on, not really based around a lot of fact, because it's not even about hearing what the other person's saying. It's about how loud you can say your thing so that you're right.
Yes. Whoever looks the best after.
Yes.
Got the most crowd appeal.
So there are
Is the winner.
like sanctioned like competitive debates, like people who
I've watched some of them.
yeah, and the presidential debate's
Yeah.
not really one of them. They
Really?
don't debate the same way.
Is there less rules or more?
Less.
I
Of
knew
course.
it was gonna be
Of
less.
Way less.
Politics and there's less rules on debate.
You can't just start talking. You can't. You will be taken points from, and you will be disqualified if you keep doing it. You can't just start talking. They are talking until their time. They have like 30 minutes or some shit. I don't know how they all work, but they have time to. They hear you talk. They write everything down. They listen. Then they turn toward their teammates and they discuss what was written, and then they write a response, and then they tell their response, and you don't talk until they're done, and then each team does that. And that's not how a presidential debate works at all, and that's not what debate is. It's like it's very emotion-driven these days. It wasn't always even.
For a presidential debate.
Yes. They're supposed to win the crowd. It's not about being
the funniest or the loudest or whoever can cut whoever the most off.
It's almost like it's like a television show.
Facts.
Yeah, it's like a
reality
drama.
TV.
Yeah, bro.
A stand-up comedy.
Yeah, Trump had more witty one-liners, so he's gonna win.
It's
Yes.
a roast.
It is.
The
And it's
president,
fucking funny, as sad as it is to say.
the president of the United States, the potential candidates are on the stage talking about how he has small hands, so he probably has a small dick. That was the president's talking. The people who might be our president were talking about how Donald Trump has small hands, so he probably has a small dick, so he shouldn't be president.
Yeah.
So, but
We don't want some
stuff
small
like that
dick
is
motherfucker running our
wrong.
country.
I'm
What'd
not
you-
saying it's wrong. I'm saying I would never want to vote for somebody who is basing
small dick.
that as a standard on.
I don't know, bro. That's pretty fucking funny, though.
It's hilarious. I'm not saying it's not hilarious. I'm saying it's not. It's so irrelevant. It's like, this person has the power to change things about what's going on in the country. I want to hear about what they're gonna do. If I vote for you, what are you gonna do, and why does it make sense?
Dude,
I don't care if you've got
It is crazy how they talk about fucking everything but policies nowadays.
Yes.
Everything but policies are talked about. Like,
They don't want to make
fucking
any
what?
promises because they don't want to be held to anything.
Like, how do they?
Dude, and every election they corner you into one of two.
Yeah, it's the lesser of two evils. You either have to vote for
If you don't, yeah. And everybody's endorsing Trump right now. Everybody. RFK got out of the race and endorsed him. Elon endorsed him. There's more, I swear.
Oh, are we gonna get into this?
No,
Are you exposing who you're voting for this year?
I'm not voting. I don't know.
You're not a voter?
I don't know what statement. I don't even know what weight that statement holds. To be honest with you, because I don't know if it's rigged.
I'm on the fence about that.
Like it's like, bro, like yeah, I think whoever's gonna win is gonna win, and it's like people are like, you can't complain about the world leader if you didn't vote. It's like, what?
Literally,
What does it? What does the weight that voting holds if it's not real?
Well, I've heard that, and I've heard.
no weight.
I can't say I've put too much information into this, like looking it up, but
I could do my due diligence if
It's
I'm being
like-
fair.
Me too.
based on the Electoral College, and our votes are suggestions. They are votes that are sent off to these people, like, "Hey, please vote for this person." They're like, "I might."
Press the blue button, okay.
What? And then they get to pick.
Mm.
And not only that, but it's another thing where they try so hard to shove it down your throat that it has to be a scam. It's the same way I felt about COVID. It was like they would not leave it alone. It can't be just make your decision and just make a smart one. It has to be, you have to do this.
This is a big deal.
You're not voting? How? Don't you know who's going to become our president if you don't vote? Yeah. I think he's going to win either way.
Right.
it's like they're not recognizing that whoever they want me to vote for, I'm seeing that person in the same light. Yeah. If I go vote for this person I genuinely don't think is going to be good for president, even though it prevents this other person that I do believe is going to be worse, I still think they both are bad. And if no one's going to present me with an option for who to endorse, to say, yeah, when this person makes decisions about the country and people's lives are affected by that, I said, yes, that person could be in that position. Like, that's what democracy is.
You think it's just ego?
Like, I have to be responsible for who I vote for. And so if no one is presented where I'm even allowed to vote for them as, it's like I'd pick fucking any one of the people in this room over Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton or Joe Biden or Kamala Harris or
Dude, I would run if I was old enough.
it's like,
Would you run with that hair? No, I'm just kidding.
so how can I be expected to vote for those people when I don't agree with them and I don't believe in them?
So the light I've seen.
Dude, I totally would, yeah.
Damn. Sorry. Dude, you should smack him for.
Yes, I do think it's all ego.
Yeah, I agree. What?
So I mean that this kind of plays into what I'm about to ask. So the light I've seen Trump in as of late is like compared to the other politicians, because at the end of the day we have to vote for a fucking politician.
Have to?
Well, I mean you don't have to, but if you're voting,
Right.
if you want to vote, then you're voting for a politician. Regardless.
I could write Keaton Miller
You
in.
could.
Dude, you can write fucking Harambe.
You really could.
Yeah.
You could put Kanye, bro. Kanye was on the bill.
That was another thing that gave it away to me. I was like, oh, so this shit's just a joke. That people literally, the D's nuts guy,
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what I'm thinking.
the D's
of.
nuts
D's
guy, like
nuts
beat
guy.
out some of the competition.
He had 1% or 2, right?
I don't remember how it was, but I just know.
I actually respect that.
What, that they have the freedom to
None of
choose-
those people want D's nuts guy as president. They
Right.
just know he's not ever going to be, and they don't want to vote for anyone else.
True.
It's a protest. It's like,
Fair.
fuck your voting system.
Yeah.
You're not giving us good options. This shit's fucking stupid.
Mm.
I'm not endorsing any of these people. I would take D's nuts guy over Donald Trump because Donald Trump wants so bad to do something.
Mm.
He is so invested in doing something, and I don't trust it.
So you don't think it's like because he genuinely wants
No.
to see how good he can, how
No.
beneficial?
I don't
You
know
can make
enough
him
about
better.
Trump to sit here and debate if he's a good or bad person.
I don't know for a fact, but no, I don't think.
Because he wanted to be president strictly off of seeing if he can make it better.
He said, make
And this is me
America.
putting it nice because I
great
remember
again.
being in middle school and high school, like, I hate this fucking guy. I
Fair.
hate hearing about him. I hate having to talk about
I
him.
was definitely
But as
sick
I
of
become
hearing
an
about him.
adult, it's like, out of the options we have, at least the mindset he has behind wanting to do the job is at least a little more agreeable.
I like Trump more than the biggest options. I will say that.
I don't know who. That's like the thing though. It's still all reality TV past the debate. It's like it doesn't stop there. The whole term that he has is just one big reality TV show where he's saying a bunch of nonsense, and then you see a bunch of people react to the nonsense, and then nothing gets done.
But America was in a good state.
Was it?
There was no
Yes!
war. That's the biggest
Dude, there
thing
was
with
there was
Trump.
no
Okay.
wars, bro.
That's the biggest thing
There
with
was
Trump.
interwar,
My experience-
There
but
was what?
yes, there was
My
interwar.
Are you
But
talking
yeah.
about COVID?
It's just all people fighting with people inside of America. We were not,
Also, it was COVID.
That was
dude. We
also
were,
COVID.
I didn't think
we
about
were
that.
not,
That was also COVID.
we were not going overseas. But there was a bunch of people fighting in America all the time.
Like riots.
Yes,
Was it
During
due to
though.
COVID?
It was due to COVID.
there was Black Lives Matter. There was COVID. There
thought
was
that
the
was like
debate. It was all the
2018.
same. It was
I
all
thought that was like
it was all
2018.
compacted into one thing. They were using it in the debate
Oh, I
to
see what you're
like
saying.
stem one way or the other.
True, that was 2016. Yeah, you're right. Through 2020.
It was
That's
so
true.
stupid, bro. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. And then I stopped interacting with it on the internet. And I was like, oh, it really
What
is
about
not
your
real.
life though?
What about it?
Like, where were you at?
Gas prices.
2016. Like, how was your money? How are you living when Trump was in office?
I was 2 years out of high school. He got elected in 2016.
Yes, through 2020.
Damn, yeah, I was in middle
Dude, I
I
swear.
graduated halfway through his term.
When did? So he was not in presidency during like Black Lives Matter and COVID.
Yeah,
and
because
At
shit?
the
2016
end.
was like Black Lives Matter, was it not?
I remember.
I remember.
It really popped
Dude,
off around
I had a
COVID. I
friend.
remember because
Yeah,
I
I
was,
was
at my
gonna say.
grandpa's, and I was only at my grandpa's because COVID happened.
I'm not gonna say this
and
guy's
that's when
name.
it shit started popping off.
I had a friend that went through this neighborhood where they had a bunch of Black Lives Matters like posted up boards, and
Indy?
he ripped them. No, not in
Oh,
Indy, in
whoa.
Richmond.
Oh, whoa.
And he just ripped them all up. So, and I was only friends with that guy in 2016. So I believe it was a huge thing in 2016.
Fair, I guess maybe, because I'm like,
Shit might
dude,
have
I was
happened
like,
because Trump got elected. honestly.
I don't know. Yeah, it definitely could. It's
Actually-
weird.
because he's been friends with fucking black athletes and all that shit coming
That
out.
also happened because there was a lot of publicity. There was a lot of publicity toward police violence toward black people.
And Donald Trump being racist.
And people definitely, they connect. Number one, he's on the Blue Lives Matter side of things. So he's saying, yeah, I stand with police.
Well, with the Black Lives Matter thing about what it has became,
For
is there
sure.
even an argument between blue lives and black? Like, it's just like
There
I
was
feel
never
like
an
now
argument
it's-
to begin with about that.
It's all just media made,
blown
for
out of
people to talk
proportion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was another thing. Okay, they were like, okay,
But Donald Trump is still Blue Lives Matter to this day. He is on the side of police.
That's what I'm saying though. Is there a side though?
He would if you're asking him, yes.
Because I feel like
can I say what I was gonna say?
yeah, absolutely.
The Blue Lives Matter was made up because Black Lives Matter was getting so much traction. It was like, okay,
Yeah.
there's this big one side of things. Now we need a thing that's going to combat it just as hard. And they're like, Blue Lives Matter. And it was like,
That's just retarded.
I knew a guy that's a police officer that was like, he stopped fucking with Logic. Because Logic was like, saying like, fuck the police. And he was like, blue lives ain't a race. It's like, what are you even saying? You're making up a what's it called? A job, a career,
Yeah.
to compare it to a whole race of people is like, where is that argument to begin with? And then it was just made up to gain more traction to the issue at hand. And then they capitalize on it in the debate.
Absolutely.
And it's just swaying people to one side or the other. They're like, one side's for Black Lives Matter, so I'm going to vote for them regardless of all the other shit that they really are terrible about. And then they're like, but one side supports Blue Lives Matter, and I support Blue Lives Matter, so I'm going to vote for them regardless of all the terrible shit that they've done.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, I saw hundreds of videos of police using these gigantic, like, fucking sprayers that could just hit 50 people in 2 seconds of pepper spray, and they were just sitting. They were sitting down with signs that said Black Lives Matter. And the police get to just walk up to them with shields. These people don't have weapons, and they just have bats and shields, and they just walk up and start spraying them in the face for sitting down.
They also were shooting people with rubber bullets, which you're not supposed to directly
Yeah,
shoot people.
bro.
You're supposed
Yeah.
to bounce them off the ground. And it was like
Big injuries.
severely
knocking
damaging.
people's eyes
Yeah.
out and
Police
shit.
use that shit to their advantage. They're like, bro, we can legally
Yeah.
we can legally fucking be like military-ish right now.
100% it was ego as shit. Like
Oh
they
my
were
God,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, okay, I'm on top now. I get to just use as brutal a
Dude,
force as I want to make it a point that we are still in power."
The consistency of the videos that would come up of the police abusing their power is fucking ridiculous.
Yes. Now,
It's fucking crazy. It was crazy.
I would say hardly ever do we ever see anything on the other side of that.
I agree.
But there was a lot of
I've been
things that
looking at
were
a lot of YouTube videos about. There's a lot of fucking stupid people
I mean,
out there.
yeah.
There's a lot of good. There's actually a lot of good ass cops out there.
There's
I ain't gonna lie.
yeah, there are people that are legitimately in that job because they genuinely care about people's safety and they're not trying to do stupid shit like that.
Or
But
even at the
And
least they're
there
showing up
are-
to do their job,
There are
but
definitely
they aren't stupid.
evil ass people out there that
Oh yeah.
are like ready and can't wait to shoot a cop the moment they got the chance.
yeah.
Interestingly enough.
It's like I'm not.
There was a bunch of radical on both sides,
Yeah.
which was just
like a
amplifying
war.
which was just amplifying everything. And then it all gets on the internet pushed to like a specific thing. It's like once all that built up, then they were like, "Hey, the debate's coming up."
Here's your
And you-
chance to do something about all this crazy shit happening.
And then, dude, I'm watching all these NBA athletes like, you have to vote. This is the time, black people. You have to do this and take your lives into your own hands and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you guys are getting paid to say this. It's all cap. They don't really care that much. They're not LeBron is not affected by the police like that. He's not. But he cares a lot, apparently. And I'm not going and I'm not gonna sit here and say that maybe he genuinely didn't care, but he's just it only feels
he
like he
cares
cares.
now.
Yeah, I bet he does. It only feels like he caters to it when somebody's like, "Can you get on my commercial and really speak out for me?"
Yeah, fact.
Yeah.
Bro, the UFC and the MMA community, like, that's how I know that Dana and shit, like, they're not connected to any of that shit because none of it was talked about. They were literally the first sport to come back when COVID hit. They were the first sport to come back and do shit.
That's impressive.
Well, it makes a lot of sense with a lot of masculine men that just want to beat the shit out of each other to not be worried about little pussyfooting around
And they're
but
the least
arguing on the
paid
internet.
Sport. Probably the least paid athletes under, like, bro, I guarantee there's
Boxers get paid more.
boxers, absolutely. So that's the thing, though. It's like you get paid a fucking lot if you're at the highest level, but you don't get paid shit anywhere below that. Whereas, like, MMA, there's, like, a good middle area throughout where
I
it's,
know that.
like, barely enough to where, like, it's enough type of thing. But with fucking basketball shit, it's up there.
Fair.
Yeah, baseball players, bro, they get paid like buku money. It's
I don't-
insanity.
Bruh, even, like, the fucking minor leagues, right?
I'm not sure about minor league. I just know MLB gets paid like crazy, and they play year round. So
They baseball's popular outside of the United States.
Why?
I bet.
Like
Well,
Japan really likes baseball. They
Mhm.
have their own entire league that competes with some American teams.
I'm pretty sure Spanish countries are pretty into baseball as well.
Yeah, it's closer to being like soccer, and soccer is the most popular sport in the world, I believe.
Yeah.
Dude, there's an MMA fan base everywhere in the world, bro.
Well, of course.
That's so crazy.
I think MMA is just now getting its rep.
I think fighting was the first sport, so
Yeah, facts.
Exactly, bro.
That is true.
Coliseum. Oh
We,
my God,
dude, we
that's-
moved all the way away from it. We were like, violence is too much, and then we were
okay,
like,
we can kick a ball and see who gets the ball down the field faster. That way, we're not kicking each other.
and then as time progressed, they like made up football, and they're like, all right, we can hit each other on the field at least like once.
Maybe our hands.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, people just start throwing hands because they just get competitive and aggressive, and then they're like, all right, we just need to sanction this somewhere.
And then we need to get to the point where the winning team gets sacrificed to the gods.
Dude, I think this is perfect timing with where we're at to talk about winner's mentality. So competition is definitely feeds into a winner's mentality. I think we all know this very well.
Yeah.
You can't be a fighter and not have a winner mentality. You can't be a rapper and not have a winner mentality. It doesn't work. Doesn't exist. And I'm learning slowly but surely that you can't be a writer without a winner's mentality.
I was about to say, you can't do anything you're passionate about without a winner's mentality.
What is a winner's
I
mentality?
just want to add, you can't be an artist without.
Oh shit.
David is such a hype man, bro. I don't even have to say nothing. He just is over here hyping.
Thank you.
I appreciate zingers. Dude, I want to answer what a winner's mentality is, honestly, because I've been obsessed with it for a very long time. I've been looking into Steve Jobs. I've been watching Steve Jobs interviews. I'm just like looking at speeches that he's given, and it's like 44 million plays, and I'm like, holy shit, dude. So many people are just stopping by to hear what Steve Jobs has to say. And then it's like, why? It's like, because who doesn't know what Apple is?
Right.
Who doesn't have an iPhone? It's like, Apple is humongous, and Steve Jobs was the face. So, of course, Steve Jobs is going to get a lot of people watching his seminars and his speeches about success and building a company.
Do you know who's making the iPhones, though?
The Chinese children in the basements.
Bro. No, it's people in mines.
People in mines.
Yeah.
They have to mine certain materials to use
Oh,
on motherboards.
true.
Dying, bro.
True.
They had
Look.
ladies on their backs.
Now,
Joe Rogan had a dude who went there undercover. Almost got arrested, killed, all that shit. made it out, wrote
Right.
a book on it.
Right. Hold on. You're exactly right, and I'm glad you said that because that opens up a whole new
But
door.
Rogan has an iPhone still. I have an iPhone still.
Right. True.
I don't have an iPhone.
I don't have an iPhone, but
But they're probably it's probably the same shit that they're mining though for the actual.
It is. Samsung's the one that's really making it.
Wow. Okay.
so
Yeah.
when you have a powerful person like Steve Jobs, there is no good without bad. So he's a powerful person. He brings a powerful presence. People listen to him when he speaks. He has a lot of bravery in building companies and such. And obviously, there's gonna be a lot of hate that comes with that, especially in the things that he's doing behind closed doors. I don't know if you ever watched the Steve Jobs movie with Ashton Kutcher, but Ashton portrays Jobs just like screaming like a maniac in some scenes. Like I'm sure it was
Drink water, bitch.
exactly. I'm sure it was exaggerated a little bit for
Dramatized.
drama. I'm sure it was.
Wait.
But it's like apparently a lot of that stuff was based on real shit. Like apparently Jobs behind closed doors was very disagreeable, and he would just outright fire people on the spot if they didn't see the vision. It's very cult-like. It can seem very cult-like. So I understand the bad that goes on Jobs' name. I understand completely. But I'm able to look at him and look at his result as in, okay,
It's respectable.
he represents a company, a large one. He goes on stage and he presents this technology, and he gives speeches, and he has very profound things to say. He said learning about death was important to his philosophy because it may. What are you scared of? You're already naked. Was his quote about death? It's like, why not? As soon as you find out you're gonna die, why not go all in? Like, you're gonna die anyway. So it's like, why the fuck would you waste your time anyway? You're just gonna die. So why would you want to regret on something and then die?
Yeah, why you could what if you stayed safe in your bedroom for 75 long years instead of dying at 30 because you went out and took risk? You stayed in your bedroom for 75 years. What's the point of that?
And then you died.
And then you just died.
And then, yeah, no, the outcome is the same. 1-to-1, you're gonna die. Unless you're Jesus.
I almost disagree. The outcome, if you spend your whole life in your room, is way less meaningful than the outcome if you could, even if you died at fucking 10 years old. If you spent those 10 years,
Yes,
exploring and making meaningful.
you did the most you could with what you had.
How meaningful. Just for a little. Devil's avocado.
Matter of
All
fact,
right, let me get that.
How meaningful is it if you're gonna die anyways? There's a famous Mac Miller quote that says, "I be going through it, you just go around it." But it's really not that different when you think about it.
yet he killed himself.
After living a more meaningful life than the average human being could ever even feasibly understand.
Right.
Like, why am I taking advice from?
Right,
Dude
bro.
killed himself.
Dude.
I mean, it was from It wasn't like he shot himself, at least, you know.
But he's doing stupid shit that gets him killed.
Bro.
You're just mad because people compare you to him.
No.
Not
I
anymore,
respect-
bro.
I respect
Not
that.
anymore, bro.
He said no.
I see George Michael now more, which I
I
love.
get John Lennon a lot.
Dude, honestly, it's the glasses, bro.
It's the glasses for sure.
Yes.
Apparently me and him are twins.
Facts. So Seth is also John Lennon. How do you feel about that, John Lennon?
Is it because you guys are brothers?
Is it because that you won't say anything that because you're dead?
Didn't you get shot in the back like 9 times?
Are you dead?
Were you in the Beatles?
Hold on. Oh, okay. I don't know why, but I was thinking the dude who shot Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, that guy too.
John Wilkes Booth.
Basically the same person.
Anyway.
To go
Yeah.
back to the thing that you said,
Mm.
that goes into the winner's mentality, kind of. Of fighting.
Yeah.
Is like, what is the point of anything? Because I'm literally willing to die. Like, I don't give a fuck if I break my ankle. I don't give. None of that shit matters.
Fighting is perfect for that. Huh?
I like that segue.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as he said like, you willing to die type shit, I was like, yeah.
Well, I want to talk about this real quick. Speaking of which, this is funny because this falls into the. I said Patty the Batty last episode.
Shit.
God damn it! Why am I tripping? Who were we just talking about?
The MMA community, and I love it.
What celebrity
Mac
was?
Miller.
Mac Miller.
Oh shit, yeah.
I am looking at their character when they give advice. That's what I'm doing. Okay?
I have an epic segue. After
That's
this.
fine, but I want to talk about matter of fact again for 5 seconds.
No, yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Talk whatever you need to.
Matter of fact, me and him were talking about. I watch people debate about God, right? I have atheists and I have people that believe in God, religious people, and they're arguing and they're debating and they're trying to fight for their side for truth, right? What they believe is real. Either no, there is no God, or yes, there is a God. And I'm looking at their person. The people that defend God are like Andrew Tate, very fit, very winner's mentality, very. And then I look at an atheist. This is not all of. I know people are gonna watch this shit. I know people are gonna go back, but it's like the average atheist, and especially the atheists that defend it to the furthest degree, are pudgy. Don't speak with conviction, or if they do, it's very lightheartedly. It's very easy to speak over you, given active listening. That's an ironic statement, but it's true. The people that are defending atheism are pudgy and unhealthy, and it doesn't make sense because if what you're doing is paying attention to science and following science, there's nothing that backs health more than science. So I don't understand. But this goes to the character thing, right? If an atheist is trying to, if some dude is telling me that no, there is no God, no, why are you believing in a God, and he's obese, and then the person that's saying you should believe in God, take my arm, and he's fit. He's a 70-year-old person. I know you don't know. Do you know Cliff Connectley at all? He talks about God a lot. Either way, he looks very healthy for 70.
Oh, no.
That's his son. His son's a redhead. But they're both healthy. They're both fit. Is he? He's not small. He might be. Who are Freckles?
Maybe he's got like a
His name's Stuart. I can show you later. But regardless, Seth made a funny point about Cliff. He said he looks like he goes biking every day. It's like, bro, he looks
facts.
healthy. It's hard to take someone's advice. If someone's giving me life advice and they look like shit, and it's their fault that they look like shit, it's difficult for me to take their advice seriously.
Could I say something about that really quick?
That's
It's
all I
like,
had to say.
It's when me and you were standing at the ECC fight, and you're about to fight Seth, and you're like, dude, look at it. You're like, look at his coach, bro. Why would I want to take
True.
advice about fighting from that guy? And he's like, fat. It's like, dude, you want to take advice from Kenny because he looks like he could kill
Sean.
a person with 2 fingers.
Yeah.
You want to take advice from Sean because he's very fit and he just knows what he's doing. That guy doesn't look like he knows what he's doing, so why would you take him as seriously?
Dude, is Sean a family man? He looks filled with meaning. He looks filled
Yeah, he
with
does.
meaning.
You called it.
Bro, he is like, yes.
Everything that guy does in his life is through our passion. Like, this dude's literally released. I'm sorry, I'm making you hold that shit. he's released,
If you tell me you dropped the mixtape, I'm gonna
bro,
cry.
3 movies, or maybe more than 3. 3 horror movies and like some amount of like action movies.
Bro,
What?
we got to get this
Yeah,
man
he's
on the
gotta
podcast,
be,
bro.
Yeah.
I forgot to ask them when day.
I was gonna
Wednesday.
ask you, bro.
Dude, I actually meant to tell you this before the pod. I did forget to ask them Wednesday.
Okay.
I'm so because I was talking to them about my potential
Yeah,
next fight.
yeah, you're good.
I am sorry, I fucked that up.
So something that David said to me. This is going back to what David was talking about.
Wait, were you done with what you were saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something that David said to me that I can't even argue with, because I tend to lean toward the side of not even atheism, but just very natural, and like I believe in a lot of what science says because science has tested way more things than
Facts.
it's like people just decided something was true because someone said it was. In a lot of religious aspects and things like that, science is like, what's true, and then gets an answer, and then tests that answer 1,000 times and gets the same answer 99.9% of the time. Okay, so what that tells me is maybe nothing is 100% true ever, but 99% of the time I can expect it to be true, and I can base my actions off of assuming that those things are true. So that line of thinking is what a lot of times inspires atheists to reject religion and base their beliefs purely on what is tested and known to be true, which would be based on science. And it's like where I can't even disagree with David is if they're not representing their beliefs in a way that's accurate to what they're saying they believe, then maybe what they believe isn't as useful to them as Christianity, for example. Maybe because what we believe in is a lot of times what we base our actions off of. So if you're believing in science and it's making you not feel like you have any obligation to take care of your body because you don't see it as a temple and it's up to you, and there's no moral obligation to do it, and now you're all of a sudden going down a path where you don't take care of your body because you don't morally feel the need. It's not as useful as believing in a religion that might implore you to stay healthy, to treat your body with respect because it's a temple, and it's like, here I am trying to defend science, but it's a little bit frustrating for me that there are people out there who are standing on the side of science and then representing it the way that they are.
It sounds like a loser's mentality to me.
Yeah.
Right.
It seems like hypocrisy. It seems like
Right.
you don't practice what you preach, so why should I take your advice?
Right.
And honestly, because I mean that just you guys saying that shit made me realize, like, I think a reason why I am more inclined to, which is weird because I'm like trying to believe in God right now, on my journey of trying to believe. It's weird. Like,
It's hard.
the people who are on the side of science, who don't treat their bodies like it's a temple, they are less confident because the people they're talking to are more confident because they live their lives in a better way, such as treating their body as a temple.
Right.
Like, no matter what argument I have with anyone, it's like within reason. Like, I'm not talking to my girlfriend and then thinking like, I know at the end of the day I can fucking beat your ass. but I guess a person I'm arguing to in the streets, if I'm just at work and I'm starting to talk with someone, it's like, I'm going to carry more confidence with me talking to you, just as, I mean, that's kind of how it is. If you really know what the fuck you're talking about, you're going to have confidence talking regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But people might not be. It might be easier to talk about having faith in something than having scientific earth facts.
Yeah, I think
someone.
that point is, it's an easy cop out.
Yes, it's like, well, that's just faith.
It's like we were talking to somebody that we know recently, and they were like saying, "Yeah, I've like turned to God again." And David's like, "Well, what makes you do that? Is it fear?" And he's like, "Yes." And it's like,
At least he's honest.
he's like, "I can't control myself, so I need something else to put barriers in my way to control me." And it's like, okay, so you have to believe in fake barriers to control yourself, but you could just make up fake barriers for yourself to control yourself.
Yes, we actually talked a lot about that.
Bro.
But yeah, speaking of which, on the topic that you're on, what do you think is a winner's mentality?
Doing the things that you know and feel you should do. Like,
Very intuitive.
and I think surrounding that around stuff that genuinely makes you happy is just how you should do it. Because, like you said, why would you listen to like everyone's been saying? Why should you listen to or take someone's advice that looks this way or acts this way or
Doesn't
does that
practice
way?
what they preach.
Exactly. My old boss that just fired me last night, because at the beginning of our journey, he said, like, would you be
Nice.
willing to do out of town work? I was like, I don't know about staying the night type thing. I don't know about that. And then asked me, would you be willing to leave Monday morning, come back Friday night? I was like, oh, hold up. And that was like at 8 in the morning when I got that message. And
Damn.
I was like, I was talking to Alyssa about it just to see where my head was at. Just talking about it, thinking about it. I get home from training, which I'm not good at responding to messages anyway. If you know me, it's like, it'll take a little bit. But I was genuinely thinking, like, because I need the money right now. I could do it right now. Like, I don't have a fight coming up too soon like that. And of course. And I literally talked to Alyssa about that. No cap. But I came home. This motherfucker messages me, going in.
Paragraphs.
Like, cause one time I was late a couple times because of like missed alarms, and I called off on the Thursday before my fight because my neck was tweaked a little bit from the night before, and I was like, bro. So it's funny you ask this. Which if you watch the fight when it comes out on YouTube, coming up this week, I think. My coach Sean was like going over triangle defense, and I did not stretch my neck before jiu-jitsu at all. So it's originally my fuck up. I should have stretched my neck. Didn't treat my body like it was a temple.
Fair.
And he was doing the triangle defense on me, which is Connor's shit, which he could not get on me. And yeah, just a lot of pressure held down. Like my neck was like I was literally crying in bed on Wednesday night, bro. It was fucked. And I thought it would get better overnights where I could work.
Did you use ice?
Yes. I used ice. I used some of that shit at the gym that made me smell like
Yeah. Like lavender or whatever the fuck it was.
I don't remember.
Some shit, bro.
But I was asked. I know how it happened. I was gonna let you tell a story for the podcast, but
right. I did tell you. Fuck yeah.
I'm asking, why'd you call in because of that?
Because, like I told my boss in the text back to him, I'm not going to jeopardize my career.
Yes.
For something that's half day's work.
Right.
Which you owe me for the Monday I worked that you never gave me money for, but that's a different thing.
Oh yeah.
Because he also responded with, "What career?" Getting punched in the face for 80. He said, for one, like he's always talking bullshit because he used Alyssa paying my rent for now against me too, which was hilarious.
What a pussy,
How old
bro.
is this dude?
Grandpa age.
Are you for real?
All my life.
Bro, get a life.
Dude, he said, that's what I used against him is like, bro, I'm not going to. I said, yeah, I'll take life advice from someone who spent 12 years shitting in front of other grown men. What's the pin?
Yeah.
Like, why am I going to. Because he's like, I hope one day you wake up and realize women won't pay your way throughout your life or some
That's
shit.
crazy. Cause
like, bro, she literally pays my rent right now, and I'm everything else is on me. Like,
and that's not even the point.
It's not the point.
She's not paying your rent because you're just fucking off in life. She's paying your rent because she's supporting your dream and she knows that it's going to work.
And
otherwise, why would she pay it?
Putting in my effort.
Yes, bro.
Day to
all
day.
the time.
I did not mean to kiss this mic, but I did.
Hey, bro.
It's fine. We like having it.
I kissed it earlier, so.
You pretty much just kissed Seth on the pod. How do you feel?
I'll do it right now.
Who hasn't answered the question? What a winnerman? Is it only you?
I don't think I said it, but this is winner mentality, right?
So
he really goes for it.
winner mentality.
Dude, I don't know if that's bad. Is that like
Probably sounds like shit.
It's all in the red. That's not that bad. Yeah, dude.
Winner
I
mentality
already
is not
know.
seeing losing as an option. And I will admit that is not always the mentality I'm in, but that is definitely the mentality that makes
It's a healthy one in some aspects.
What do you mean by losing?
Believing that losing isn't an option. Getting knocked out isn't an option.
Fair. But
but realizing that it is a possibility is healthy too. Because like I had that expectation against you,
As in,
and you almost knocked my ass
right.
out.
LOL.
But you got to be aware of the danger. That's a specific thing, though.
It's like
that's a specific.
It's recognizing that it is something that is possible, and then deciding not to allow it to happen as an option.
Perfect. Yeah.
yeah, I guess my question
Literally.
to give it more context is like some people's perception of losing is like, oh, I didn't answer correctly that time, so it's over.
Like the difference between failing and failure.
Yeah.
Like you are not a failure because you failed. As long as you keep trying.
Right.
You're not.
That's winner mentality right there.
Yes, absolutely. It's like you're a failure when you decide to stop trying.
Yes.
So can we agree that a winner absolutely has to be consistent?
Yes.
I would say, yeah.
I think a winner has to be consistent.
Yes,
Because if you're
definitely.
not being consistent, I won't say, because I'm trying to like think right now about, is it not being consistent? Like let's say you work really hard for like 4 months and then a month goes by and you don't do really anything, and then you pick it up again and you start.
I
doing
think
it
you still
again.
have the winner mentality.
Is that consistency though?
As long as you, it's really tough because the line is hard to find. It can be very gray area.
It could be very subjective.
It's like every time you put it down, you have to consistently pick it back up.
Right.
Bertrand Russell had a quote about this. He would like be attacking like a scientific idea, and then you know how it is. If you're attacking the same thing for too long and you refuse to quit, it just gets blurry. So he would stop writing and stop even thinking about it, and then he said 3 months later the work was done by itself. Like your unconscious is processing all the shit you're not paying attention to.
Fair.
And then you go back to it and you have a whole different perspective on it.
It's like taking a break from music.
Right. So I think breaks are good, but I think that in order to remain consistent and in order to remain a winner, you should go back into it.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if you
yeah.
declare that, okay, well, I'm done.
Right.
I give up. I don't want to do it anymore. That's loser mentality.
So it's all about just knowing knowing your body and knowing your mind. Like being like, okay, so today I know I'm being a pussy and I need to go to the gym. I know that I'm being a pussy and I just need to fucking go in the booth for a little bit. I know I can. But you also need to know when it's like, okay, I do need to take a break. Like today I just need to chill.
How do you find that line?
I try to think about how I'm gonna feel the day after.
Okay.
Like, if I go to the gym today, how's tomorrow going to feel? Okay, tomorrow I'm going to feel like I'm going to be beat the fuck up if I go through here. But it's a little different, though, because, like, if I am a certain amount away from the fight, I can't do that. So it is a weird line because sometimes I allow myself when I'm, like next week, if I have one of those days, then I might have one of those days.
Fair.
But in 3 weeks, maybe, most likely.
So
Not going to be able to do that.
Is the line that you can't be having a fight come up? That's the line where it's like, no, I can't take a break. This is not the time to take a break. I have to be going all in at this whole month or whatever, however long your fight camp is.
Yeah.
And then that's the line of, okay, this is where the consistency matters the most of it being every single opportunity that I get to be doing it.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, that's the yeah.
Do you have something?
No.
I came up with an equation that I said on Matter of Fact. I want to get your guys' opinion on it. And it's time plus effective practice equals skill. So then you have to define.
Do you want to tell them how to get to Matter of Fact on YouTube precisely because it took me a couple searches to try.
Literally, if you look up Matter of Fact psychoanalysis, fucking Google word speech it if you don't know how to spell it.
I was about to say Alyssa couldn't even figure
Right.
out what she was like. I don't even know how to say that, but I don't think I'm gonna watch 2.5 hours
So
of
hear me
that. I
sound
was
it
like,
out. Matter of Fact psychoanalysis. If you do that, it'll pop up.
Psycho starts with a P.
Yes. P-S-Y.
just in case you did not know
Yes.
that, bro.
Psy-
Dude, I'm illiterate, so I appreciate that,
psychoanalysis.
bro.
But the equation is time plus effective practice equals skill. Me and Seth got into a huge debate during a maintenance shift one time for hours. When the maintenance shift started at 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., we were talking about this. I said, I believe in the 10,000 hour rule, which is it takes 10,000 hours to be a master at something, and most of the time, as long as you're putting the time in, you will get the 10,000 hour result. Seth combated this and said, I think that if you don't feel like writing for a month, maybe you need that month off, and that's what your body's communicating to you. And maybe by listening to your body and then returning that month later, you will go further than the person who just does it nonstop. I disagreed. So then I had to come up with, and then I said, because Seth made me think about this, I was like, okay, so there is such a thing as bad practice or wrong practice. It's not just how much you do it. Because you can go to the gym every day, but if you're lifting wrong, you're just going to hurt yourself. You're not going to get the result that you want. So I had to change it. I had to say effective practice. And effective is very subjective. It's what works for you. It's like I believe in the rule, especially as a writer. There's a rule that is write one bad draft a day. So that's like the discipline aspect of it, of doing it regardless of how you feel, even if it sucks. If what you get out of it is annoying and you're like, this sucks, I don't even want to be writing this, but you get a page out of it, at least you got a page out of it. That's like the mentality.
And when you said that to me, that's when it bridged the gap between really what we were even disagreeing about, because then I said, oh, yeah, you should. Even that month that I was saying, take it off and don't worry about it.
The bad draft?
It's like, yeah, you're taking off the month of holding yourself to writing, for 3 hours.
Right.
Every single day of that month, you go to try to write, and it's like you get 15 minutes in, and you're like,
I don't even. Let's get out of here.
just stop.
Right.
And then if you keep doing that every day and letting yourself stop, eventually, one of those days, and you don't know which day it's going to be, but one of those days, there's going to be something big to write about because you had a big realization that day.
Yeah.
And you're going to write for 3 hours again.
Yes. And I've talked about this as well. People say you shouldn't rely on motivation to get things done. You should rely on discipline. And I agree with that. The beautiful thing is that if you rely on discipline when you're not motivated at all, and then you get that random burst of motivation and you're disciplined, game changer. So much shit gets done.
If you go to try to write every single day,
yes,
then the day that comes where you have all this motivation, you are guaranteed to carry out that motivation through the writing because you were going to write that day anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, those are the days where I have to be fucking tearing sparring up, bro.
When you're disciplined but also motivated, like you're amped to fucking.
That usually comes like. That's also kind of what this podcast has given me, because now it's like I go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and especially Friday, the first class is MMA, and it's like sparring. So I go from taking a day off to MMA sparring, a full-fledged. It's like, whoo!
Do you do 5 days a week even when you're not in fight camp?
You said you've been
I'm
doing...
going to this week. I'm planning on it this week, but I was just talking to him about it. Usually I try to get like a weekend, but also I heard something. I don't remember who told him, but someone told my coach Devin about it, and he just heard it and was just talking, and it was like,
it's like
it's
kind of like
pretty much like
sort of like
this motherfucker. There is no fight camp if you're an amateur. Like, it's just like you should be fighting. That's why I'm cool with taking this November fight, especially if I'm fucking didn't get hurt at all. Literally, just like he didn't touch me, bro.
The
like,
dog ate
I
the
showed
raven.
him. The dog ate the raven, bro. Not one peck in my eyes, bro.
So not to like dissuade you from that at all, because I feel like that's probably a good idea.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
It is The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. I don't know if that's where he got his name.
Yeah, Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, that is probably why he said. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why he said he was gonna
I've only
peck your
read it
eyes
like
out
once.
too. But it was funny that you used Raven from Teen Titans.
Yes, bro, I
That's
love
so
that.
funny.
I looked up Raven cartoon on Google and I saw that. I was like,
Not even the original Raven. The fucking Teen Titans girl.
Yeah,
dude, I'm
Raven
so glad you noticed that.
Yeah, she's
Because
not
the original one's too cool, bro.
Yes,
the original
bro.
one's too cool.
Yeah.
So
He can't even be a cool girl. I gotta piss.
So
I kind of pissed.
Does somebody want to split this last
fuck, dude.
I'm sorry.
I'm like trying to. Yeah, no, you're good. I'm just trying to remember where I was at. God,
not
you
to
guys
sway
suck.
me, not to sway me. Edgar Allan Poe, The Raven.
No, it was way before that. I was like on a.
You're right.
I was.
You're
on
right. My
something.
bad.
Pecking eyes out.
No, it's not. It's not
Dude,
about.
I realized earlier in the episode that I was like right in front of you, so I was like, fuck.
Dude, it's not about Edgar Allan Poe. It was about you training. We were talking about. I said, "Do you go to the gym 5 days a week?" You said no. And then you said Devin was telling you something. What was
About I'm an amateur, so
you
you're
don't
not
need
in fight camp. You're just always.
So okay. So you were like, all right, I'm gonna take this fight in November. But you're also planning on taking one in
February.
February.
I don't want to wait till February.
Fair. And I get that.
But even November to February.
Dude, I can't imagine not performing for that long. I can, but it sucks. So you were saying, okay, you're an amateur, so you should be fighting, and it's not like the last fight hurt you, so if you get hurt in this next fight, which you won't, then come February, is it not the same game? Or do you think that's enough time in between to recover, and that's where you're getting the window of, like, I could fight in November and be cool for February? Or is that even really a worry?
So even if I do get any type of injured in November, because it's like, it would be November 30th even. So that's like the last damn day. I think that's enough recovery time, unless like something big happens. But
Right.
like, you don't plan for that shit.
Well, also, that's not going to happen because you're just too
of
good.
course, yeah. See, that's the thing though. Is like I literally would rather put myself in a worse position and work from there than like do something that causes me to put my
Valid.
body in it. I don't know though. That last fight, that was crazy. Like me just willing to just like go to flip him over and then just like say fuck it and then just toss my shit and ragdoll him.
Yes, bro.
Like that's crazy.
I think.
But that's the shit I need to maybe not do.
Are you looking at me?
It depends. Because I didn't think I was going to get injured.
Right.
It just depends because you do shit. I don't know. Yeah. It's crazy, bro. The sport's nuts. Like, you can think you can be as safe as possible and, like, try not to get injured, but, man.
Well, it's also like,
shit
bro, if you never
happens.
fight and then the one fight that you do, you get severely injured to where your fight career is over, then what is even the point in waiting?
Absolutely. I'd much rather go in there and just, like, have that happen than
Like,
never
you're trying
do
to
it.
live out
I get
your
the
fighting
ball.
career.
Yeah, that's my life.
Now, and then when they were saying fight camp doesn't make any sense because you're an amateur, you should be fighting, is fight camp something that your coaches are like, we should do so that you're
it kind
prepared
of
for
makes
your
me
fight?
feel professional
I was about to say,
of just saying it's fight camp. Like,
well, not only that, but you're putting the mentality on yourself of I will be in fight camp before the fights, especially when I'm professional. It makes
yeah.
more sense that even if I think,
That's why I always try to have a fight schedule, though, to where I'm
Yeah.
always in fight camp.
yeah, it's like you're amateur, but you're treating it like a professional career because what's going to happen? You're going to get done with amateur and go to professional and then just not be ready because you weren't doing anything that you were that was preparing you for professional. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
You're trying to get into the mentality of being a professional. So I personally don't agree with, yeah, you don't have fight camp because you're an amateur. It's like, yes, you do if you're taking it as serious as I'm going to be an amateur so that I can become pro.
Nah, bro. What career?
Yeah, true. Because, yeah, if
That's so funny.
I act like every time I get on stage, I'm like, oh, I'm just performing for like 8 people. It's like, what energy is that going to give me?
None.
I'm going to be performing for millions of people at some point, thousands at least. So it makes more sense for me to act like I'm performing for thousands of people every single time.
Dude, you know I'm the number 13th ranked bantamweight in Indiana on Tapology.
Friday the 13th.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Do you think you should be higher?
Not phantom weight.
Dude, so the people that are
Much
at
as
like
a
number
ghost.
1 and shit are like 4-2, 5
Wait,
and 2.
what?
The people that are like number 1 and shit are like 5 and 2.
Is this like amateurs?
Yeah. In Indiana.
Hmm.
Even in the Midwest like section, there's
So-
like they only have like they have like around 5-8 fights.
Does it make sense to challenge one of those people at number 1?
I'd be down.
Yeah.
I'd be down. Like, I'm interested to see who this next matchup could be, November 30th.
So is it that you don't get to pick? Because then you call out
Depends. Yeah. I called out Levi and Connor.
Levi. Fair.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where I'm like, I don't understand where.
Yeah, it just depends. Like, sometimes, like, this one, the matchmaker, which it is for ECC.
Mm.
But he's doing it in Muncie.
Thank
so
God.
it'll be a different place. So I'm giving him
Hopefully
another
air
chance.
conditioning.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. So we texted about all
and
that,
they
too.
also don't just pay you $40.
It's just ridiculous, bro. It's just big ridiculous.
So is that a conversation that you've had?
We texted. Like, I was just because I texted him in the DMs with the mindset of like I'm never fighting for this fucker again.
Yeah.
So I told him like what it was about everything and like so I'm thinking he's gonna just because I've done like he's probably gonna just take care of me a little bit better.
As he should.
As he should, exactly.
When you're selling that many tickets, I think he
it's
should.
just like if you post all the fight on YouTube, all the fights that you had that night on YouTube, and the dude who won has the most views, it's pretty obvious, bro. Like, I don't care about, bro. I sold a good amount of tickets too, bro. I don't understand how I got $40.
because he's
I got paid more with Griggs, and Griggs gives a 5% e-ticket sale, and I got paid more. Which I also forgot to add like 4 tickets to the sale. I told him 15 because that's how many I had once I got to the arena, but I sold like 4 more when I was there.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, it's like ECC was willing to take advantage of you because so many fighters don't take themselves that seriously. Dude, a lot of people come in with the mentality of like, oh yeah, I couldn't make money. I'm just happy to be making money, and that's cool mentality, fair. But when you're really putting the work in and you're really trying to make something out of it, dude, you gotta have the mentality of I should be getting paid. I should be the motherfucker that is getting paid, especially if I'm giving you the most clout.
That's having a winner's mentality in
Facts.
business.
Yeah. It's like it doesn't make any sense for you to go in there and fight for $40, especially if you're going to win and bring all that traction to their venue, and they're going to make $10K, however much they make in profit. I don't know. But
Dude, my lights flickered. I got head trauma for that fight. All right?
and it's just like you can't expect me to keep doing that for you.
Yeah.
If you're not going to take care of me. It's like
But
I don't want to
unfortunately
perform
fight.
at Juniors anymore. That place is a shithole and they do not take care of me.
Juniors.
Yeah,
it
we
was like
went.
a
We
bar that-
seen Riff Raff.
Yeah, open for Riff Raff.
Riff Raff?
That shit was stupid.
Yeah.
He's like one of those dog
I only
shit.
know him from being on
Hey,
Ridiculousness.
fuck Riff Raff, bro. He's one of the most dog shit live performers
You
I've
were
ever
pretty
seen.
boring, bro.
Like terrible. It was.
Yeah.
I can't believe people paid money to come see you. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
I can imagine he's more enthusiastic about different venues.
Fair, but that's the other thing is, it's like what I was just saying. Like how, dude, that room was packed.
Yeah.
There were so many people in there, and he's like, bro, you came for a check. You got your check. Congratulations, but fuck you. You suck.
Yeah, bro. It's clear that you only went there for the check.
Yeah.
You didn't give 2 shits about.
You're
your
not a
fans.
good performer.
Make a diss on Riff Raff.
Fucking.
That would be giving him clout.
Yeah, I don't.
But if he has more clout and more
He
of a
does
name,
have a lot of
could
clout.
you just gain? That's kind of what I do.
Well, then does it look like I'm trying to get clout off of him?
Is that what it looked like when I did that to Patty the Batty?
I feel like
I'm not
that's
saying
just-
what I just did.
But
No,
that's how
but
you
I'm
get
genuinely
clout.
asking, giving what you
Right?
just said.
That's how you get clout, right? It just has to
Well-
be natural. Like it's natural.
Bro, you don't have. I mean, kinda.
You're not
If-
forcing anything. You
if-
genuinely feel this
If
way.
I dropped a line dissing Riff Raff, sure.
That makes
I'm
sense.
not gonna make a whole song dissing Riff Raff because I don't think
That's
he even
corny.
deserves that.
Making whole songs against
Right.
people is corny in general.
And
Good
then
point.
I'm like,
It depends on the people, but I hear you.
It does depend on the situation.
right?
and
If I
people,
was like
yeah.
legit, if I had somebody,
Scaredy cats.
if we were, yes, and also if it's like in your fights, right? Like if somebody calls me out, or I'm calling somebody out, and then they want legit beef, then yeah, I'm gonna have to make a whole song like beefing back. But
Usually that's great for clout.
Right.
Phenomenal for clout.
But yeah, Riff Raff's not worth my time. Yeah, he's got a lot of clout. I won't take away from that. He's got a lot of money, I'm sure. Well, I don't know. How
I
much
don't know
money, but-
anymore, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's not that relevant, but
not at all.
yeah, I'm just saying. As far as live performances go, I know a lot of people they were hyping you up because they're sheep, but you suck.
Fair. But no, genuine question. It's like, to be honest with you, the reason I chose Patty the Batty is
forgot you asked me that,
because no, you're fine. Is because he's a concrete example to prove what my point is in that moment.
Yeah.
I want to make it as tangible as possible. I don't just want to sit here and be like, yeah, I challenge people's character, and they're like, oh, like who? It's like, I don't know, like strangers. Like,
Yeah, just people I don't really
I
know.
want to have a point.
Yeah.
My point is, Patty the Batty said, I would rather be fat and happy than miserable with a six-pack. And my argument is, I don't think you would remain fat and happy. I think it's an oxymoron. I think they
Good word.
cancel each other out.
Yeah, I agree. And then it's like I can't
You don't think
respect.
you're not taking him too seriously?
Say again?
You don't think you're taking him too seriously?
Like he's like looking for bait and I'm taking it?
Ish.
Well, my only argument would be I'm trying to make my points solid. This is why I like attack quote unquote atheists, because they give me a solid community to give evidence for. So it's like, okay, the average atheist is pudgy. That has been true so far every time I've seen it. And I'm trying to make a point. If you're going to defend atheism, and you're obese, it's hard to take you seriously. If you're going to be a professional fighter and say, I'd rather be fat and happy than miserable with a six-pack, I'm going to challenge that statement. I would love, even if this is like clout searching, it's not for clout searching. That is not what I am doing. I just simply want Patty the Batty to defend himself. That's all it is.
And make it make sense.
Yes, it's like, please explain to me how that can be possible long term.
Can
Please.
I also say something real quick before you say? It's not necessarily bait if he's literally giving the example as himself.
What do you mean?
Patty the Batty is like, I'd rather be fat and happy than
Miserable with a six-pack.
yeah,
As
and,
he's
and
chubby.
as he's fat, he's literally letting himself get fat, and then cutting back down. Which, cool. Like, I'm glad that he can do that, but he can't make that statement and not stand on any. Like, he's not allowed to just say that and then move on and be like, yeah, whatever I say, I don't mean, because then nothing that he says means anything in everything.
But he
that
does
says
mean
is
what he
bait.
says because he is fat at times.
Right, and so he's making the point. That's my lifestyle, and yeah, I love it. And David's saying, well, I don't agree with that lifestyle. It doesn't make any sense. So it's not bait. David's not taking the bait necessarily because
Yeah.
he's rebuttaling.
Yes.
He's rebuttaling Patty
Yeah.
Batty's point.
I definitely see what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Also, he called out David Goggins. Did you hear what he said about David Goggins?
Yeah, bro. He's not. Bro, David Goggins is.
Bro, David Goggins is not the ops.
Dude.
David Goggins
He does his own thing.
is
so hard.
not the ops. Can we agree?
He's not the ops,
Here, David.
but he is not hard like that, bro.
Why
Like-
not?
Like Sean Strickland said,
Why not?
all you do is run. Like you were a Navy SEAL, that cannot be taken away from you, bro.
And-
I definitely understand all that shit. But I guarantee you, bro, even my coach Kenny would kill him.
Strickland took it all back and said he sounded like a dunce. He put out another video and said, yeah, I said that because I was mad.
Of course.
That's what Strickland
But
said.
he also is definitely willing to stand on the fact that David Goggins can... bro, how the fuck can you be beefing with another man and then a dude say, all right, show up to my gym. I want to see what you're made of since you want to act so hard and you want to put these things in Tony Ferguson's mind that he should do a training camp against Patty the Batty with you in the corner thinking that it'll make a fucking difference when all you do is run.
Okay.
And then you come back to that and saying, instead of me testing yourself, you challenge me to fight you and see if I can last a full 5-minute round with you. That is the challenge that you're giving me. How about this? How about we see who runs longer?
Let me make
Pussy!
a point. Let me make a point real quick.
Say no.
Hold on. Did David Goggins reach out to Tony Ferguson, or did Tony Ferguson reach out to David Goggins?
That I don't have confirmation on. I would not be surprised. I could see it being both ways,
I heard
honestly.
Tony reached out to David.
That wouldn't surprise me.
So
Tony's fucking crazy.
Tony already knew what David was about. Tony already knew what sort of training David Goggins, if he knew anything about David Goggins, he knew what David Goggins was going to put him through. So, for Patty the Batty to say, to as much clout as I'm giving him, if I'm taking the bait, I fucking went all the way on the hook. It's like, if he's going to sit here and be like, let's carry the fucking boats, blah, 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 and then it's like, if Tony reached out to David, that's on Tony, not on David. Fuck off.
Okay. But David is puss, bro. Generally speaking.
How?
I would say that if
I would one leg kick's all it takes.
That's
with his
fine, but
knees.
he's 48.
I was gonna make the point that
That's right.
is
that's
David
right.
Goggins a fighter?
No.
Has he trained to fight?
No.
Okay.
Bro, you're a Navy SEAL though. That you're
He
a
is a Navy
fighter.
SEAL.
You're a fighter.
Fair.
You have to know some shit.
Okay, how long was he a Navy SEAL?
It's been a while, I believe. Probably a
So
I think he went on one, if not none.
What?
So-
He got sent out type
Bro,
shit.
Like
Yes.
he did train. He trained with the Navy SEALs. I won't take away from that. But if it was like, okay, he's how old?
He's 48. He's
If it was like
pushing 50.
when he was 28, he got out of the military. So for 20 years after that,
He started late, but I hear you.
what?
He went to the Navy SEAls like late.
Okay, I don't know his story.
His
so
story is captivating, and that's why I'm pushing back so much on Keaton about
Anyways.
David Goggins.
I would just say that I view it the same way. It's like, okay, yeah.
Are we
When-
on TikTok?
Yeah, it's been working so far. when we talk about Dalton, and it's like, bro, he drops, like, I'm going to have to do something the next time I see him. It's like, bro, what is he going to do, beat me up? Wow, impressive. Guess how many times I've trained for fighting? None. No. I'm not saying I don't want to.
I would love to.
Dude, the more I hang out with you, the more enticing it is.
Yeah, I
We
agree,
went to
bro.
we went to your gym. I was like, oh, bro, I just need to get hit in the face once so I can just get over it.
Bro, so you can trust. I'll hit you.
No, I don't want to.
Dude, I want to spar.
I
I
mean,
would love to do that.
it's like-
So, I'm telling you. So, I would say a good way of doing it is to like go through a normal class like we do, and that'll be a good setting for you. And then when you spar, just have your first round with me, so it's like you can get the comfortability out of the way.
Yeah.
You can move around. It's like okay, and it's like I'm high level for the people there.
I would trust you not to hurt me.
Of course.
I would invite you to her.
But then everyone after that, you're like, okay, I know that this dude is not gonna be anything like I just fought.
Right.
Which I'm not trying to hype myself up, but it's like I'm a perfect middle ground of like
Right.
comfortability and someone who's good enough to where other people you are gonna spar.
I think it's like when Seth talks about like singing. It's like they trust me to have like knowledge on singing that I'm gonna
True.
lead them in a direction because I've been singing for so long. But yeah, I mean, it's like I don't value that at all. It doesn't make you like hard, bro, because you can beat me up. It's like beating up a.
Talking about me still.
No. I'm saying like back to the example I was making. It's like, what are you gonna beat up a little kid? Yeah, you could probably beat him up too. But I'll demolish you intelligence wise. It's not even gonna be close.
Let's have a convo.
Yeah. So and he couldn't.
Are you talking about the haters in general, or are you talking
No,
about?
I was talking about Dalton saying that he was gonna have to do something the next time he sees me, which he didn't.
Why would he?
Right? And it's
He would like this podcast though.
I could understand being upset, but if you can't even come at me with words, then I don't even value it. And if you're gonna
Throughout my
beat me
life,
up, I'm not gonna.
always with people that hate each other throughout my whole life.
For real?
It's at least happening once.
Well, you are a fighter, bro. You attract that energy.
And also, who's
Golly.
hating who really?
Dude. Not in the middle of it.
Because you don't have to be in the middle of it. I'm just saying, it's like I don't have any beef.
I mean, you're just asking the questions. You know?
Yeah.
It's a nice watch you got there.
Before you say your thing, sorry. The point I was making is him calling out as a professional fighter, David Goggins, who doesn't professionally fight, is not that impressive. It's like, and then it's like,
But Goggins
and then,
said some shit first. Though.
well,
Did
the
he?
point I was gonna make.
no, dude.
No, did he?
Then I was gonna say David Goggins calling him out for running is not really that impressive either, because of course he's gonna beat him. They're calling out people in
But
areas.
who can run longer? Probably him. I don't know, bro.
David Goggins is gonna call him out in his comfortability. That's what he's gonna do because that's gonna give him the dub. The other guy's gonna call him out in his comfortability because that's gonna give him the dub. Now, if they meet on an area where neither one of them have the upper hand and it's just about who's the better, then that's gonna be the real test of like, okay, who's got
So that's
the
what
shit
Sean
to back it up.
said is like, let me see if you can even last a 5-minute round. That was the thing is, can you go 5 minutes with me? Can you even go 5 minutes? Because you're hard enough.
But dude, somebody who's could probably lift way more than him could get knocked out in 5 minutes because they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Of course, but Goggins should know a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Fair. I won't take away from that either.
I'm not trying to take from what Seth has to say, but it's hard to take what Strickland says seriously when he makes a video and says he acted emotionally. He admitted it himself. It's hard to take that seriously.
Fair.
I'm going to talk just about David Goggins, his energy, and what he puts out, and what like someone who believes in David Goggins and what they're taking from him versus what they would take from someone like Patty the Batty. I like David Goggins' mentality better.
Fair.
However,
His mentality is dangerous.
I also really like the concept of a warrior in the garden. And I don't think David Goggins is in a garden. I think
Facts.
he's at war
He
in his
is-
mind.
I would agree.
Constantly.
He is at war.
At all
He is
times.
paranoid.
Definitely.
Very.
I would agree.
You saw what
and
he
it's
used to be
unsettling.
before he went into the military.
No, I've
He
seen
was
him
like,
mostly
oh,
when he's
man.
older.
200-something pounds.
Yeah, he talks about it bad on the Rogan casts when
Yeah.
he's on there, but like fat piece of shit. Like
Fair.
Facts.
his dad. Oh my gosh, I don't even remember exactly because it's been a minute. But dude, the shit he would say about his dad was like, yeah, that dude's definitely going through war in his mind.
I
at all
think
times.
he would be more effective if he was more at peace.
Yeah.
I can't.
He is
I can't
preparing for
disagree with
war.
that.
He is preparing for an attack.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
But that being said, I would rather somebody be trying for any reason than not trying. Even
True.
if his reason for trying is he's afraid of something happening,
Right.
it's still motivating him to try, and I think that is better than not trying.
I get that. That's fair.
I would agree with that.
Been taking a bunch of shots at Patty.
And you know, Patty's trying harder than a lot of people do. So
Yeah.
I can't even
I
be
bet
that mad
Patty
at
would
him.
take him in the cage.
I'm sure he would.
That's not even what I'm trying to take from Patty.
Right.
That has nothing to do with the argument. I bet Patty would demolish Goggins in the cage. Patty is younger. Patty is fitter when he's in fight camp. Patty is
Fatty.
He's still fit. Like because even when I get fat and I'm out of shape, I could take
You're
a
fitter
fight
than most.
on a week's notice.
I agree.
Even when I'm fat, bro, I'm telling you, like even after probably my first kickboxing fight from November to March is the time, and it's like
What if Patty started refusing every fight? So now he doesn't have an incentive.
at least until he becomes champion.
What if he retires?
He's not going to until he becomes champion.
Okay, he becomes champ and he retires.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. That never.
He's not going to become champ. All right, you heard it from Keaton. Patty will not become champ.
I don't know about that. It could happen. It's dude. It's just like you never know, bro. I like.
You think he's dying in the MMA? Or is
Like,
he
you don't
even-
think he'll be champ?
like he's
I
not
was just
gonna
kidding.
ever quit?
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. I see what you're saying. No. Yeah. He's gonna be like 98, still going,
Still fighting?
still fighting. Bro.
Hell yeah.
Fair.
No, he'll probably. I don't know. It just depends because like if I become champ, I'm gonna look at the division, see where it's at. If it's like okay, it just you have to take it one fight at a time.
I get that.
But I would like to retire before 40. That'd be cool if I'm able to.
Now, how would you live your life after you're now you're out of the fight game? Now what?
Keen's just gonna.
Do
be
you ever
massive and
train
fat.
for anything?
Yeah, I definitely still train. Maybe so. My plan, I low key wanted to eventually come back to Indy, get my coach Kenny and Sean, Dragonfly and Triumph, new, good places, bought out for them completely, and then talk to Sean about opening a Triumph out west where I would currently be living at that time.
And would you train people?
Yep, I think so.
That's
Because
sick.
I don't enjoy doing anything else.
Do you see Patty the Batty doing that?
No, but there's a lot of fighters who don't want to be coached. Like
What do you-
once they're out of the
Fair.
game, they don't want any part of it. Which I could see myself going down that road one day too. But
Well,
at this time, I feel like there's nothing I love more than living this life. So
That's such a cool goal. I like that goal a lot. I think that's cool.
thanks, man.
I think that would give you incentive to stay fit if you're
Precisely,
training,
bro. Sean,
because you
dude.
can't be the guy that you were talking about where it's like, why would I take that guy seriously? Also,
I like being a little skinny kid.
bro, I don't know why. I think it's just I have a lot of faith in you and the aura that you give, and then a lot of faith in your coaches. But I just see them going with you to pro and like
I don't-
being your coaches and shit.
I could see at one point me like flying them out for a couple weeks, for like the last 2 weeks before the fight and for the fight. I could see that happening one day. But like
Would you not want them in your corner in the UFC?
I would love that. But if I'm spending time with like other coaches and I grow other relationships and stuff outside of them and they're actually training me for the fight most of the time, then
Fair.
It's like
What if you're just like you try spending time with other coaches and it just isn't the same?
I don't think it will be, but it'll be different, especially if I know the coaches, like they're trained UFC fighters and I know them.
Mm.
Then it's like
But the only thing I can say to that is, yeah, they've trained UFC fighters up to this point. So it's like,
what if you're not meant to fit that mold, and the mold that makes most sense is Sean and Kenny's
course.
mold, and that's what's going to give you success in the UFC.
So I think no matter where I go, I'm gonna be successful in the
Fair.
UFC, no matter what. But
Yeah, I was not taking away from
of course, I
that.
know, yeah, but it is a pathway I've thought of like Stipe Miocic, heavyweight goat, like about to fight John Jones, and he's stayed in Independence, Ohio, his same gym the whole time, and it's like I know I could be that here,
Fair.
but I think like I said within the last couple episodes, like I just follow my life to where moving to Indy as soon as I had the chance to better my life and further my career, or started, I guess, was like the move that happened. And it just seems so natural and it's worked out.
Yeah.
So I feel like doing that, because it's always like in my mind of going out west, like, because that's where the fight scene's popping. So I feel like doing that as soon as possible when Alyssa graduates college. That's like the move that needs to happen because it only makes sense. And if after a couple years it's just not working out, I mean, it's always an option to go back and come back to Triumph and resurge my career in Indiana. But that
Fair.
seems like I'm taking a backward step if I make the move.
I
But it all just
100% can empathize with
Yeah.
that feeling.
Yeah. Bro, oh my God, imagine having to do this with the Columbus shit, bro. I don't think it would have happened. There's no way. Yeah, bro. I don't think it would have been every 2 weeks. It was something would have been fucked, bro.
I mean, we met up here to do it in one of the random apartments here because it was like
The middle ground.
That did happen one time. Facts.
And then we walked through the
Facts.
flooded parking lot.
I hated that.
That was a lit night though.
It was interesting.
Okay, fine.
No.
Just to research or question what you said earlier, how do you guys feel about being on Conscious Cast, episode 16? Genuinely.
I feel very accomplished. I feel very much like the things that I'm doing are maneuvering themselves in the right direction, even if I can't see it all the time.
I feel like I'm doing what I actually want to do.
Yeah.
I agree. I feel like the Conscious Cast is giving all of us, but me especially, because it helped me a lot. I've went through a lot of developmental stuff on here. I literally went bald through the fucking Conscious Cast.
True.
Like,
We'd be at Pins
I
right now.
trauma dumped on this bitch. Yeah.
We'd be just getting off at Olive Garden. Would be.
And it's like maybe we would
We'd
have
be at
started
Domino's.
a podcast in the midst of that, but I don't think it would be like this.
I don't think so.
Literally right now, 9:36 p.m. We would be at Domino's.
Oh yeah.
We couldn't be doing
a
wait,
podcast
right now.
Thursday, we'd have to have Thursdays off. Like
We could do a podcast, but it wouldn't be when we want.
right.
We want to do it at 8 p.m. That wouldn't happen if we worked at Domino's.
Right.
Period. It's not gonna happen.
Even if you opened, if it was busy enough, bro, and you're the GM, you're not going anywhere.
Sorry.
You're gonna be
Domino's.
late to your podcast,
Yeah.
and Domino's
Yeah,
comes
think
first.
about your priorities, bro.
Yeah,
Think about your priorities, bro.
Yeah. facts.
Domino's comes first.
It's like, dude, living this lifestyle is so. It's either way. I cannot say that either of them are not difficult. They're both difficult. Going to Domino's for 60, 70 hours a week, not having a day off, is difficult.
I got so used to living life that way.
Same.
It's very different now.
60 to
Yes.
70, I would say. 80 sometimes for Seth. Seth was fucked with his story.
I was like the highest average hours per week
There's no
in
such
the whole
thing
company.
as a day off.
Okay, 8 hours at least to sleep
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry.
a week, right?
Do you know how many hours are in a week?
No,
168.
168.
So if you sleep 8 hours, that's 64. So 64 minus 168, 104 hours are left.
And then you spend 80 hours at Domino's.
You have 24 hours left.
24 hours for
If you
what
want 8
you
hours
want.
of sleep.
Yeah, so that's about like a full day or two of just
Nothing.
But that's not what it was. I worked every single day,
It's
and I had 2
spread.
hours a day
Yes.
to myself.
It's spread between.
Yeah, because they'd be like, hey, I know it's your day off, but so-and-so called in, so we got to have you there. You cannot just not go in.
like this, I guarantee
Yeah, bro.
It was a very shitty store because it doesn't have a lot of sales, so there's not a lot of staff, so there's not a lot of people to call in.
There's no such thing as a day off.
Somebody
for-
calls in, I go in because there's no one else to go in for me. So I was there 7 days a week.
This lifestyle is tough for a completely different reason.
Because you're here 7 days a week.
You are completely responsible for every second that you have. 168 hours in a week looks very different when you don't have to do 80 hours at Domino's a week.
It's really funny. Somebody's like,
Very
get a
different.
CDL, as if I haven't tried that lifestyle.
You and me were
Right.
thinking about driving trucks.
Yeah.
I've thought about it.
Yeah, bro. It sounds easy, but it sounds depressing.
Yep.
They're trying to act like we haven't attempted that.
Yeah, like we're
We already
fucking
gave
off.
up.
So we're just going to start a podcast because it's just going to be the big thing. It's like, no, it is going to be the big thing, but it's because we genuinely chose this, not because
Yes.
we're using the podcast as an excuse to escape
I know I
reality.
look like a little boy, but I'm about to be 31 years old. I've been doing this for a long fucking time, and this is the first time I've actually decided to go against what getting the CDL is representing in that
Facts.
scenario. It's like it doesn't work.
Do you think that guy has his CDL?
Probably not. With the profile picture.
Do you think that he's ever even
What are you talking about?
The dude that commented and said we need to get our CDLs, our truck driving license, because we're never going to make it as podcasters.
Bro.
And then you click on his account and he has 0 posts.
Yeah, he's doing a whole lot with his life. He's really expressing himself and putting himself
You're
out
going to
there.
hate and you're doing nothing.
It's like, you know what?
Nice Corvette in his garage.
I'm sure it's his dad's.
Well,
It's
also
like, you know
he's
what?
probably still paying it
I'm
off
fucking broke.
forever.
I'm fucking broke. Yeah, I get it. But I'm happier.
I feel way more free.
Are you alive?
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
way more
Literally all
alive.
that fucking matters, dude. You literally cannot, like, that is all.
Dude, and I'm
You
still
something could
getting
happen
bitches.
tomorrow. Something could.
Facts. Facts.
Can we agree that freedom is at least intimidating?
Yeah.
When you're completely responsible for every hour that you have in the day, it makes you more accountable in a way. It's like, okay, if I have all this time, I'm deciding everything that I do on a daily basis. That means my result is completely dependent on me, which is what it always was. Even when I was going to Domino's, that's what it was. But
right.
it's just different. Nobody's telling me where to go for 10 hours a day. I tell myself what to do. We all decided in a guys meeting that we're going to do 4 reels a week, 2 for Keaton, 2 for me. It's
Right.
like we had to pick how many, what
Nobody was
days.
delegating.
No, not at all.
We're delegating.
We have to decide. And then we have to stick with it. Sorry.
No, I
That's
didn't know
pretty
if you
much
were
it.
done. I've been telling David and Seth, it's crazy because the only reason that freedom is so intimidating is because we've spent so much time not having it.
I would agree.
We go from infant to 18 with no freedom because our parents make all the rules
And school.
and school. And then we get out of that and then we move on, and most people will still live with their parents or go to school and live at the school, so they have to abide by the school's rules and be on their schedule. They don't make their own schedule. They're not picking all of the things they want to learn about. They're not doing all the things that they want to do. And then most kids will wild out because their parents were either too oppressive or they had no rules. There's no healthy balance.
Facts.
And then they go to school. They have all the responsibility in the world. And they wild out with the few hours that they get to themselves. It's like my sister. She's working and at school. How much actual free time does she have to spend and decide for herself? Which that's great for women. And then they get done with that.
I love you, babe.
Yeah, that's not a shot at Alyssa specifically.
Yes, it is.
And then
I mean, it's a good point, and we could talk about that when I get home.
Yeah.
We can talk about that, but it is a good point.
and then they go get a job
She's like, Lily, can you believe this shit right now?
where they're getting told when to do things. They're getting told how to do things. They're getting told all these rules. None of it is about them. None of it caters to them. None of it is even around them being in their passion and doing what they love. It's not their freedom. So they're not free. So if you were to just not have a job, not have any responsibilities, and then think about what you would do with your time, it drives you crazy because you don't know.
It's a heavy task.
And then until you do it, just like anything else that's scary and unknown,
Unknown is great.
you don't know what you're doing, and it will take some time to figure it out. That's what we're doing right now. We're figuring it out. We've only been in the amount of freedom that we've had for like 3.5 months.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's the thing I told Alyssa about, like, even what my boss was saying, is that
Same.
People cannot understand or fathom the fact that there are people in the world that are genuinely trying to figure out that, because we're the type of people to where we actually do it
Yeah.
and try it. And people cannot fathom the fact that there's people like that just are failing and learning.
And that's the
Because it's either
thing.
staying safe or you're being a failure.
Legitimately trying means that, dude, it's been months and we're still not where we want to be, not even in the slightest.
Yeah.
Of course. Yep.
And we're stumbling and we're facing every single day with new challenges, and like this shit's rough. It's hard. It's really fucking hard. We are working really hard at not giving up on this and just going to the easy out of, I could go get a job at Walmart right across the street. I have to fight that every fucking day of my life because I want money so bad today. But it's like, I'm not giving up.
See, but that's the spot I'm at. I'm about to go to a coffee shop. It's like right around the area.
I mean, I've thought about, like, okay, I could work one day a week. That wouldn't be that. It wouldn't take that much away. I've thought about the balance between it.
Why not like part time?
I agree with you, and I'm considering it. But before, it's like,
That chuckle was like so. He was like,
I think I'm
you don't
considering
fucking
it.
know.
I think I'm considering it even more than these two. But either way, what has to be more important is I have to consider any job I go and get. If they're like, hey, can you work at 8 p.m. on Thursday? I have to be like, no. And they're gonna ask me, and I'm gonna have to say no. And then they're gonna be like, we're letting you go. Like, you were scheduled. It's like, that's how every job's always been. If you don't want to work with the moment they want you to work, then you don't get to have that job. And I've given into that. I've submitted to that and just been like, okay, I'll give up on the things I want to do and just go work when they want me to work.
Damn.
Even though Noah's performing on a Saturday and I'm a GM, and GMs don't take Saturdays off. Period. GMs don't take. That's what we got told. You can't. It's
You
like
had to miss a show.
either that or get in trouble.
Yeah, there's no middle option.
Of course, but you had to miss a show.
I did both. There were times I got in trouble, and there were times that
Oh, okay.
because his shows are on Saturdays a lot. Because that's a great time to have a show.
Damn, you wouldn't be able to go to none of my fights.
Right.
Facts.
And that's the thing is, like, I have to.
I literally need those angles.
The best time to make.
I need at least two, and you're my second angle.
You know what the best night of the week is to make money at Olive Garden?
Oh,
Saturday.
shit, bro.
It's like I have to sacrifice making the most money I could, no matter what, if I want to, even just for myself, show how much it means to me to go to Keaton's fight. That means something to me. I have to go to Noah's show. That means something to me. And if I don't stand on how meaningful those things are to me, and I just submit and go work a job on Saturdays, I'm giving up on what I care about to go work the day they want me to work. And I can't do that. So if I get a part-time job, I cannot give up on this podcast. I cannot. I'm probably going to have to tell them no on a Saturday because you have a fight or he has a show. I'm going to have to tell them no, and I'm probably not going to keep my jobs. They're not going to want me to work there because I'm going to say no.
And then you having that many jobs just looks bad.
And honestly,
mean-
I have to let go of Karen about that. It's like,
Yeah, that's one thing I'm having.
The other
to let
thing
go of
is-
right now is like, whatever.
Dude, no, it doesn't. Those jobs are not looking at your past jobs. They're just not. They're not calling, like, having reference people. Dude, I put my friends down as my references every fucking time. Guess how many times they've called him? One time. I got a phone call one time for a reference. And it's like, dude, it's so blown out of proportion to make it seem like there's just no jobs and that nobody's going to. It's like, no, that's not real. Dude, they don't look at your work
Bro,
history.
Every time you've put friends. And shit.
Yeah,
dude,
I would say
I've been a bunch of people. I've been a bunch of people's references. I've only gotten one call ever.
Oh wow.
it's like
I mean, still though,
that shit is not real.
that's enough.
One means it happens, but it doesn't mean that it's a real threat.
What job was it?
It was for a factory.
That makes
it's
the most
not.
sense.
It's not hard. It's not that hard to get a job. If you apply to enough places, if you apply to 20 places, 3 of them will take you. And you get to take your pick of 3.
Dude, I disagree, bro.
There are times-
I got an interview at IHOP and I got an interview at Olive Garden. They were right next door to each other. They both hired me and I picked the one I wanted.
So that's the thing. is that certain avenues of work
Okay,
don't take people.
that's fair.
But
Like factories.
yeah, factories. But those are the exact things where you kind of want to stay away from if you kind of want to live a certain way called
Of course.
enjoying.
Yes, yes. If you
Like-
want to pursue a genuine career outside of a 9-to-5 job.
It's hard. Like just, bro. There's so many things that come with restaurants that people wouldn't even think about, bro.
Yeah.
I never thought that I would have to actually, like, even relationships. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm.
There's been times where it's gotten in the way of my relationships.
Yes, because you stink.
And it's like, what?
You smell like a restaurant.
That was my problem when I went to jail.
Oh,
I
fair.
hated that shit, bro. I could not stop smelling like plastic pancakes.
Bro. Valid.
But, no, I mean, like, waitresses. Because
Oh.
if a waitress is coming up on me, touching me, and she's
Yep.
like, hey, I'm a loyal, fucking, genuine dude. Exactly. And I'm a fighter, so I'm going to fucking hit you. But I'm going to tell my girl, like, yo, this fucking bitch just touched me. And then it's like, because you don't want it to be like, I shouldn't have even told her. Because that's not good. You need to tell her.
Why?
So she knows, man.
Why
So
does
it's
she
a
need
way-
to know that?
I would want to know.
Well, yeah, it makes sense that you would want to know.
Fact.
Yeah, it would make sense if she would want to know.
Well, I mean, she's gonna want to know, but if she knows and whether you know, there's gonna be two different outcomes.
You can handle it rationally.
I will say she
Yeah.
handles it. She handles it pretty rationally, though.
I respect that. I think that has to do with her faith in you,
Facts.
Of course. She
which
knows.
may be because she knows at this point at least that you would always tell her. I think that
I was
can.
waiting
I'm
to
sorry,
see who
bro.
would do
I
the
think that could. I
sacrifice.
think that could feed into her having faith in you because she knows. Okay, Keaton always tells me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be talking to you, which is why you should have the mic. Ammo. Okay. What is ammo in a relationship?
Toxic. That
Tell
sounds
me what it is.
toxic.
Tell me
Yes,
what it
it
is.
does
What is
sound
I don't
ammo?
know. It sounds toxic. bro.
Ammo. If your girlfriend catches you looking at another girl, that's ammo. She's able
She
to
ain't gonna
throw
catch me
it
doing that shit, though.
right because you don't want to give her the ammo.
Oh my god, that's a toxic way of thinking about
So I hate it. You think I want to say this to you? Dude, 3 years ago, I'd be breaking my heart to look another man in the eyes and say this to him. But I'm being realistic with you. I wouldn't want to hear this shit, but I'm being realistic. When you tell Alyssa that, you're giving her ammo. Now, what I'm not saying is that you should go sleep with another girl and not tell her because then she won't have the ammo. But what I am saying is that if a girl hits on you, that's the girl's problem, not yours. And if you bring it to Alyssa, it's only going to cause stress and anxiety. Nothing good.
Yes.
It
You're,
just-
you're even making it a big deal because what you could do is be oblivious. Maybe she was hitting on you, maybe she wasn't. And if it ever gets called out, like somebody says, "Yeah, this girl was hitting on Keaton," and it's brought up to you, it's like, I didn't know she was hitting on me. I was just at work. I wasn't even thinking about it. It wasn't that big of a deal to me.
But there's times when I am genuinely oblivious about the shit that's going on, and then it's like, if I just fake that I'm oblivious, then when I'm oblivious, I don't know. I just feel like if you lie, that shit's gonna be recognized.
Well,
And
define
it'll
a
be called
lie.
out.
How are you lying? If a girl asks you for your Snapchat,
It's not a lie, but so yeah, go ahead.
if a girl asks you for your Snapchat and you say no, thank you, I have a girlfriend, do you absolutely have to bring that up?
I would actually just enjoy bringing that up. Like,
Why?
Some bitch just asked me for her Snapchat.
Why would you enjoy bringing it up? How do you think Alyssa
just
feels
shit
when you
talk.
how do you think Alyssa feels when you say that? Exactly, it makes him feel like the man, and she knows it makes you feel like the man, so she's thinking about that, and now it's in the back of her mind.
Like, oh my god, every girl wants my man.
I genuinely didn't. So I was thinking, because if a guy came up and asked Alyssa for her Snapchat and she said no and brought it up,
She wants to tell
I'm
you
laughing at that jackass.
She
That's what I'm saying,
wants
though.
to tell
I'm
you.
laughing at that jackass who genuinely
that.
came up to her at the gym.
She wants to
like,
tell
type
you
shit.
because she wants you to be like, oh fuck no.
Yeah, you're her. She wants to be claimed in that moment. She's
Nah,
like,
he
hey,
can't have
another
you."
man tried to take me. What she wants her man to do in that moment
Okay,
is
so
to claim
hold
her
up.
entirely.
Is Alyssa in the comments?
I don't think so.
I doubt it.
I'm the viewer on Twitch, so.
Dude, I really wish Alyssa said she was watching, so can we check comments anywhere else?
I mean, they're all pulled
Yeah,
up.
we have all the comments below.
Unless it's on
Alyssa,
Facebook.
If you're watching, please, I'm anticipating you watching this. Wait, what the fuck were we talking about?
We're
talking
talking
about-
about what is a lie, and also
Okay.
what should you relay back to her because you feel like it's the morally right thing to do.
Do you, if I were to tell you, hey, a girl asked me for my Snapchat, would you genuinely think I am thinking I'm the fucking man? Is that like how I'm anticipating it? That's all I want to know.
I think she could understand.
Because it makes sense now that I'm saying it out loud. It would make sense on why you would take it in as that way.
It's like,
But it's just like making fun of a
how
situation.
do you say it? Say it out loud like Alyssa's in the room. Say it. How would you say it to Alyssa?
Like you just came home from work.
Some girl asked you for your
I was
your
at
snap.
work and I stopped at the gas station, and this chick behind me asked me for my snap.
What'd she say, and what'd you say?
No.
That's not what she says. What does she do? Does she laugh at it?
Oh, what was she saying?
What
What
does
does she
Alyssa
say to that?
if-
Does she ask you what you did?
What'd you say?
There we
Yep,
go. She's
yep.
holding a frame now. Do you see what I'm saying? What is the frame she's holding? Where is she coming from when she says that?
That there's a certain answer that's the right answer.
Yes.
Wrong
Oh,
answer.
okay. I
You're
see what
putting
you're
yourself
saying.
in a position for her to
Absolutely.
hold a power play. Do you see what I'm saying? If you were a good boyfriend in that moment,
I
you
don't
would
think
say the
we-
thing
I
that
don't
she
think
should.
we think about it like that.
Right, because it's biological. It's unconscious.
I mean, you could answer.
Oh, listen, you're
could say-
fucked up.
You could say. I said what I needed to say.
It's
Dude,
like,
there's so many conversations that go this way, bro. Of me just having to realize of like
well, it's psychology, and if you don't agree, that's
psychology,
fine.
Yes.
Here, you guys get two.
Yes. If you, all right, I love that it's just me and Keaton. This is perfect. If you,
So what's our podcast called?
dude, if you and me had a podcast, Mad Days.
Bro, that is so perfect.
Bro, I
We
like
need to
Mad
have a
Days. It'd be the
spin-off.
mad emoji and a sun.
Not like a podcast, but it needs to have something, bro. Like
What do you mean?
maybe like fact of the days, like have a little video.
Yes, bro.
Just like a little like I don't know. We'd have to come up with something because that's such a good name and everything.
I love Mad Days, bro.
Dude, that's a good.
And,
name.
uh,
Anyways, yeah, what were we saying?
I am not going to corner you too much about this because I empathize with where you're coming from. But what I will say is if you disagree with me, that's... I also respect that you're willing to talk about it. If you disagree with me, that's fine. I understand. I understand the value of communication and what weight you believe it holds.
So that is actually, I'm glad you said that because it popped up the reason in my mind of like why I ever started even wanting to say little shit like that in my relationship is because I remember my science teacher back in the day, Mr. Crawford, actually my 6th grade wrestling coach too. He was talking about his relationship and he was like, I mean, communicate, and it was like he told me this before I even like knew what he was talking about because it was like high school.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like I tell my girlfriend or my fiance or whatever she was at the time every little thing that happens because when I need to tell her something big, it's no problem. And it's like telling her every little it just made sense, something about it.
I understand, but would you agree that the reason it might have made sense is because it feels good?
Like telling them?
Just imagining that scenario where you can communicate everything feels good. It's a vulnerable space.
Yes,
If
exactly.
it- because
that's
it-
what makes a relationship, I feel like.
What's the siren?
Oh, okay. From the
From the Odyssey.
based on noise.
So, the reason that I question that is the same reason that I questioned God growing up, and that is the reason I believed God so forthrightly is because it felt great. Eternal afterlife. Everyone should be good. Evil loses. This is great. Death's not so bad. Thank God I don't have to worry about death anymore. This is an extreme example, but I'm trying to paint out what I mean.
Yeah.
If you love the idea, of course you want to believe it's real. You should very, very,
Facts.
very question ideas that you really, really want to be real.
I guess that's like the same exact reason on why, like, genuinely, I'm gonna be in the UFC one day.
But, okay, there's different...
Well, I would say
Because there's obviously genuine belief, but like at the end of the day, I don't know that.
But it's healthy.
well
It's very healthy.
that's what I was about to say. You question it. It's not that you
Dude, I question myself when I don't want to do shit, when I don't want to go, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to finish this run, bro. It's like,
oh, so what? Is the UFC really that?
bro.
Or is the UFC really that I need to finish the run or go to practice or whatever the hell?
I've been thinking about that with you now, bro. Like literally, like Noah cannot be walking me out. People cannot be getting hype.
Dude,
I cannot be
we've been
bringing
talking
people
about this.
backstage, talking shit,
Half the crowd boos you.
bro.
We were talking about this. It's like our egos are now intertwined.
In a way.
Four of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
We cannot avoid it. We are sticking on the fact that you're going to come out there and you're going to win, and I'm going to come out there and I'm going to give my best performance.
Bro, you're singing me and the crew.
And I'm like flipping off the haters. They're flipping off the haters. Seth's camera angling us.
You guys go in the cage.
Yes.
Granted after, but
Bro,
still.
my mom was so heated. She said, "Fuck you, Connor," and I was celebrating.
Yeah.
It's
My dad
like,
was like,
it's. I'm like, okay, I can't just go out there and give a bomb ass performance and Keaton get his shit rocked. And then I'm like, okay, if it happens like 4 or 5 times in a row, I'm gonna start questioning whether it makes sense for me to walk him out or not. And that's not even to say that.
with the friendship, like it would.
Yeah, we're banking on the fact that we just know. We know each other is just gonna give a good performance. That's not the point. Like I'm not gonna go out there and bomb. And you're not going to go out there and bomb. And so by default, we both go out there, win, and then we get the best result every time. We're still undefeated.
Yeah, 4-4. Yeah, 4-0.
All finishes.
Still undefeated.
Was it a 3-round decision?
Yeah.
5.
Oh, it's 5 rounds?
Yeah, because it was a title fight.
Holy shit.
That fight was longer than my MMA fight
Fair.
because it's 2 5-minute rounds, which is 10, and then MMA is 3 3-minute rounds.
Fair.
So that's interesting. But MMA, bro, look at me after going 5 rounds with Sakai and then 3 rounds with Max. I literally thought I had a concussion because of how gassed I was laying in the back with ice on my chest.
Fair.
I was like, dude, I don't think he hit me that hard, but like, I think I definitely have a concussion. I was just being a pussy.
But
I was just tired.
you having the mentality of like, I cannot have Noah just walk me out and then do that. It's like I can't just go out here and fucking give a terrible performance and then Keaton go in the ring with that energy.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's not
It's a value exchange.
Yeah, that's not computing to me. It's like if I want I believe in you winning, and also I want you to win. It feeds my ego, it feeds your ego, it feeds our egos. And then I'm holding the standard of I can't do bad. Because if I do, then Keaton has to carry that into the cage with himself. And
Bro,
I'm like,
I scream very loudly when you're fighting.
dude, I'm very amped.
I scream like I'm in war when you're in the cage.
Bro, I appreciate that. Every time I hear, it's so funny. Like, I don't remember if you saw Santi or not.
Who is that? Is that the Spanish dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Like my height.
Was he in
Yeah.
sweatpants?
He's younger. Yeah.
Yeah,
He looked like he was
he's-
fighting
That kid-
night.
Sat
Dude.
next to me.
That guy,
Yeah.
while we were having the commotion at the door, was like, bro, if they bring me a green wristband, I'm just going to give you mine.
Oh yeah, true. He kind of
I was
gave.
like, I don't even know
yeah.
who you are, but I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Shout out to that guy.
That guy, he actually could have fought Seth on that fight night,
Oh.
but
Okay, that's
this
yeah.
kid
I
had to
remember.
kickbox
I remember
him back
Sean
then, so,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, okay. And now I don't even remember why I brought Santi up.
I was talking about war
His
crying.
voice.
Oh.
Him talking to me the whole time before the fights, and then after the fight, he was like, "Bro, good shit, bro. I'm so fucking proud of you." Oh my god, that's nuts.
Hell
It's so
yeah.
crazy because I didn't hear shit. I just heard my coaches.
Right.
It's
Fair.
so weird. Like,
You're in flow state.
yeah, all that yelling for nothing.
Bro.
It's almost like for us.
Oh, it is absolutely because
We-
I don't stop yelling when there's fights. Like I'm glad I'm going to Pink because my voice has to recover for a week after I go to
Fair.
fight spell. So I'm
Fair.
glad I'm going to Pink for that reason.
Yeah. I think it's the same.
Out myself where I'm going to be at any specific time. So maybe I am going to training that night.
Did you make it an omelet? That's baller.
I love making omelets.
yeah, that's fucking baller, honestly. Oh,
Here-
damn, bro. Good game.
I can't hear you guys while I am like legitimately like singing. Like I can't hear you guys singing along.
My favorite part of anything when you I'm sorry to cut you off, but like when you go oh, you don't watch JoJo's? And then I love going, nah, not really, because I
Yeah.
don't know what the
Yeah,
fuck he's talking
yeah.
about. Probably not gonna get that reference on. Yeah, and then I'm like right over my head.
Yeah. It's like I don't hear you guys out there singing except for like the cues that I give because I'm legitimately listening for that. It's like I'm trying to hear you say you are shiesty like
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
other than that, it's like all I can hear is what I'm doing because I'm like focused on what the fuck's. It's like there's like a wall right in front of me.
You want to make sure you do the best you can.
Yeah, I'm trying to give a great performance.
I get that. I get that.
And that's
I
what
was
you're
thinking about
doing.
that earlier, like even when I was grappling Connor, I don't. It's hard to remember.
There's no distraction going on. You've cut all the distraction
but I know
out.
that I'm so calm.
Yeah.
Where I can be present and remember what's happening.
Right. It's not about.
It's a weird middle area that
I get that.
There's
find.
an unconsciousness to flow state. Flow state is like literally letting the instinct take over.
Intuitive.
You're not like fully focused consciously. You're just doing what you know needs to be done right in that moment. It's like when I'm playing
That's a good way of putting it.
an Overwatch match, I can't remember every single thing that I'm doing the whole match because there's so much
You're
shit
so beast
happening.
mode.
I'm literally just in flow state. I'm just shooting the correct areas. I'm not like, oh, I remember these exact shots in a row. Like I can't do that.
Bro.
Smash Bros.
Yeah, playing Smash is the same way.
Yeah, facts.
Driving.
Driving.
For an hour.
Driving is kind of like that.
Dude, especially when you're about to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Dude, I cannot believe I would drive 90 going 465 home on Indy at 3:40 in the morning. About to fall asleep.
Bro, I
Didn't even
remember
pull over once.
That's nice, bro.
because
your blonde hair
you
blew
came
up.
up to
White.
go clubbing. We were supposed to go clubbing.
Yeah.
And dude, that was okay, let me paint this out too. This is really funny in context. That was the only time that we ever went out as a collective where Allison did not bring another man. And she slept in my bed that night. Anyways,
Anyway.
you came up for that, and Alyssa was
Segue.
trying to get you to go home, and I was like, I don't think that's it. He was falling asleep on the couch. And she's like, he hasn't drank.
I was going
He hasn't
home,
drank.
bro.
I'm like, but he's falling asleep.
That's arguably
Like, no.
that's bad.
It's like, if anything, I'm more worried about my sister's safety. I'm like, this guy should not be driving her home. Even though she's going to be pissed, she can be mad. I don't care. Keaton's like, not on that wavelength. He's like, I don't want her to be mad at me.
Right.
But I'm like, bro, I don't care. I want her to be
Dude,
safe. I want
don't
you to
think
be
was
safe.
Like that. I was
weren't.
down to stay, right?
Yeah, you were, of course, down to stay. But also, Alyssa was trying to convince you otherwise. And you were like,
I was definitely
yeah, I
willing to listen to
mean,
it.
I
Absolutely,
don't know.
yeah.
And I was like, no, that's.
Because what it is, I do remember what you're saying. Because what it is like, man, I got to for my girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like my girl needs to get home. Like I can make this happen for her.
And it's that's the thing. It's like she didn't need to get home. Like she just wanted to go home. And I get that too.
That's that. Hey, you could say that that's a hero complex.
Yeah.
We got Seth Bottlefingers.
Damn, my guy's really doing it.
Yeah, he's doing the most. I appreciate you.
Segue.
Well, I wanted
Yeah,
to
next topic, bottles on fingers.
I was about to say that. That was off the topic.
No, I said it's a hero complex.
Oh,
Hero
yeah.
Complex.
Yeah,
Sick,
yeah.
bro. Yes, winner's mentality and Hero Complex are pretty close.
I would say hero complex is more often misleading.
Is that a hero complex though? Of like,
I would say, yeah.
okay, my girl needs to get home right.
You're willing to sacrifice it all for the sake of her. That's a
he-
hero
The
complex.
Hero Complex.
But what a perfect segue. Holy shit.
The Hero Complex is communicating that a girl hit on you every time.
Yes.
Oh my
Can we agree?
God.
Yes.
I hate that shit.
It's like you're feeling the need to tell her for the sake of her.
But not to
Can I touch your head now?
pin.
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
I got some baby oil.
But we have very effectively done 2 hours.
True.
Oh shit.
We did all the topics that I wrote down. I don't know if anybody has anything else important to say. The haters continue. I love it.
Of course.
Yes.
Nice.
What is our purpose here?
What do you mean?
To
On this podcast.
Good point. Good question.
to monetize our values,
Okay.
to share our values with the world.
That was such a sweet no moment.
To
I could hear the giddish kid inside of him when he said that, man. That was sweet. I love that.
and to I genuinely think that we have a lot of good outlooks on life and positivity and genuineness, and I am overly giddy to offer those things to the world. I think it's important that people attract happiness to their life, and I spent a lot of time doing that with my music. I was trying to create a wave of like, I'm happy, and this is how I'm finding happiness, by being happy with myself. And so I was giving it to the people through my music to try and get them to understand how to be happy by themselves. It's like DIY with some help is, it's a message to tell you that, yeah, you can do things on your own, but find the people around you that you can trust to have your back when you literally can't. Because you're gonna run into that eventually. And fun is just about having fun with life, obviously. And PB and chill. It's about being okay by yourself. Doing whatever you want. Fuck the haters. But yeah, so go check out I Can't Believe It's Not Summer by the Vanella Boys, spelled with an E, not an I.
I want to be a really good example
Thank
to
you.
others and to the world. I want to lead people in a good direction. I want to help people understand the right way to go in life when they're lost. Because I've been lost. And it's like I want to show people that they can do the things that they love. So it's like, in order to show people that, it pushes me to do the things that I love so that I can be the example for that. It's really scary to give up doing the things you fucking hate doing so that you can do the things you love, because in the moment it seems like it's not feasible, and it's like, it's crazy because it's really not, but you just make it work.
True.
And I just want to show that example, and that's why I am now a paid artist. And if you want a logo done for you, you can hit up Seth AM.
Facts.
I can do any kind of graphic design work for you.
Can concur, because he's made my logo and it looks fire. I was just going to say, to your point, survival will do a lot more than you think it will. It will, if you are pushed against the wall, you will find a way.
Facts.
Unless you're going to kill yourself.
It's like
Don't kill
rock
yourself.
bottom moments. Like rock bottom moments. Like there's no other way to go up.
Yeah.
There's no other place to go other than up.
Yes.
And doing better.
Yeah. It will drive you to do things that you don't think are possible. You will do them.
That is a phenomenal point, because that's exactly what I was going to say. Me and Seth call it decoding. It's basically saying that people have more power than they give themselves credit.
Facts.
You are braver than you think you are. You are more capable than you think you are. And it is on you, effectively, to make what you want to happen happen. And it comes down to your choices and your character on whether or not those things are going to happen. And unless you want it that much, you're not going to get it. You have to almost need it to get it. You have to want it that badly. And you can want things that badly. It's just hard to admit that, because there's a lot of fear and anger involved with wanting something very badly. Because the more you want something, the more that it emphasizes the lack of you having it. It's like you only see the top of the mountain in awe because you're at the bottom. It's like you have to be willing to climb. And I think everybody has it in them to climb, but no one gives themselves enough credit.
Right? And also, the top of the mountain may just be like the halfway point.
True.
It's like you just
look at the next
see,
step.
yeah, you see the thing that you're trying to get to, so you accept that as just all being, and it's like maybe when you get there, it's not even everything that you thought it was, and there's more to it past that.
Facts, and most of the time that is what it is.
Yeah, and
most of the time, yeah.
I would also say putting yourself in positions where you have to be backed into a corner and survive will make your survivability instinct more prominent.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the same with fighting. I would have to assume it's like the less you want to get hit in the face, the better you are at survivability and making sure that your head movement is on point, because you don't want to get hit in the face and blah, blah, blah. If you never get backed into a corner, when you finally do, you'll crumble. And it will happen. And it may be, it's like what Seth was talking about earlier,
it's really fucking hard not to go get a job.
Yeah, that was a great point.
It is really hard because it's such an easy out. Such an easy out. It's like if I go get a job, I'll just have money and I won't even have to worry about any of that. But it's like I'm also, by that mentality, pushing out all of the things that I was like, this is why I don't want to work a 9 to 5. This is why I don't want somebody making my schedule. This is why I don't want to have to get up at a certain time so I have some kind of day for myself before I have to go work for somebody that I don't give a shit about and they don't give a shit about me. I have to put myself in positions of, okay, yeah, I want to, but if I just stick it out a little longer, what's going to happen? I don't even know because I've never tried, and so I'm going to try, and then I try, and I'm like, okay, I'm still backed into a corner. Now where do I go? And like you were saying, there's nowhere to go but up. So it's like I will find it. I am finding it. That's what the podcast is. That's what
Right.
that's what figuring out how to stream everywhere is. That's what going to your fights and walking you out is. I'm finding avenues to, because now that I've done that, the promoter's like, let's put on a show / fight and I'll pay you. Now I'm making money because I'm like, fuck a job. I don't even need to tell them that I'm going to take the weekend off so I can go to Indy, Terre Haute, whatever, and walk my friend out. I don't have to tell nobody. I'm making that decision. I'm like, okay, I'm the one that is going to be like, my Saturday, reserved. Sorry. Can't do anything else. Not, hey, I need to put in my 2 weeks notice so that everybody knows that on Saturday I will not be here. It's like, if I want to decide Friday night I'm not going to be there Saturday, I'll fucking decide Friday night I'm not going to be there Saturday because I'm doing something else.
Gives you a lot of control over your life.
Yes, and that comes with
A lot
of fear and risk.
Responsibility.
And responsibility, yeah.
You're completely responsible for everything.
I have no choice. I have nobody to, and it's like I'm lucky because I have a lot of close people around me that I've learned to trust and that are essentially in this situation with me
Right.
that I can be like, okay, yeah, this is really hard, but I don't have to do it by myself. And there's a lot of reliance in that, but there's also a lot of what I've learned in this process is how much reliance I can rely on. Where does my reliance need to stop and it needs to start falling on me? And where does my reliance need to stand so that it makes sense for me to rely on them?
Mm-hmm. Like, where's loyalty versus me just not pulling my end?
Right.
I
I
get
need to
that.
know where I'm pulling my weight and where people are not pulling their weight.
Right, I get that.
And that's a lot of the conversation that we were having the other day. It's like I'm saying you're not pulling enough weight. I'm overcompensating. And it's like you're pulling enough weight. And that's what I realized after the fact. After we have the first conversation, I'm like, me and David are talking about, well, okay, let's think. What's going to happen from this? What's worst case scenario? And then worst case scenario makes me think about all the value that I get out of
Facts.
not having the worst case scenario come forward.
Great point.
It's like I have a bunch of people around me that I can rely on for things. It's like you're giving me a platform I'm not really getting because most people won't take me seriously. They won't take me seriously enough to give me a show. And that's exactly what you're doing. You're letting me show my skills to an audience of hundreds of people.
Yeah, because that was my original thought that I talked to Alyssa about. I was like, I know from even the first fights I've done, there are going to be more people here than there are at his shows, which is fucking stupid because people should go there to listen. I don't get it.
They don't want, well, this is the thing. It's a lot about the scene I'm in. If I was a
There's not
country
lot of other
singer,
people that are.
it'd be different. If I was,
Oh, bro, you get a show in Richmond every week.
yeah, if I was not in the rap scene, I would have a lot more shows with a lot more people because they'd want to go out because everybody knows that rap concerts are like, by nature of what they've been up to this point, pathetic. It's fucking embarrassing that I'm grouped in with these people. I hate it. I'm like, you cannot say that my rap is the same and that I'm giving the same energy as all these people that don't really take it seriously.
So if you went like underground, like fucking LA.
I bet I would hit. I bet I would hit in more populated areas. It's like the more people that are in the crowd, and it's also about who I'm opening for. Because if they can't sell tickets, then it doesn't matter.
So you want to like alleviate to a specific crowd, like what's a rapper's fan base I can compare it to? I guess is what you're
like
searching
where
for.
I would hit.
Like, where do you want to? Because I feel like, I mean, I guess it does depend on who would be attracted to you.
Anyone that is bringing out hundreds of people, I will hit. Anyone. If the crowd is there.
Yeah.
The Riff Raff show, no one is there. And then all of a sudden Riff Raff's there, the whole basement is full.
Yeah, we were in a basement.
That's the problem. They don't want to go out and see all the people up to Riff Raff. They just want to get there for Riff Raff. That's fine. That's what they're paying for.
But an artist who's going to show up for, like, Kid Cudi is showing up and watching the opener.
And that's the difference,
That's the
too.
thing with comedians, too.
So
True.
the venue that Riff Raff is performing at, it's like
Okay.
the way that the promoter makes it, it's like, oh, my God, it's this big thing.
Always, yeah.
But it's only big for Riff Raff getting a check, and really what it is the promoter can get 15 artists on the show that start way before Riff Raff even shows up.
15 is so unnecessary.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb. And they make like $300 off of each artist. That's $4,500 just in their pocket because they got Riff Raff to come to this venue.
And now they get to pay Riff Raff out of that and keep a profit.
And I get paid nothing.
Yeah.
I paid for the spot. That's what it is.
Yep.
I would say the live music scene right now is not thriving.
Yeah, for some reason.
Not at all.
COVID hit it really hard.
True. But comedy's kind of popping.
Fair. A lot of non-musical avenues are kind of making a hit or like a pop right now. Like fighting is becoming very,
Mainstream.
yeah, it's just really noticed. And it's not that it wasn't even before, but it's just
Something's different about it.
something where like music was doing this for like a few years before COVID, and then COVID hits and everything kind of takes a hit
Yeah.
from that. And any live venue performance of any kind was
Dude,
being
I guarantee
cut
when
off.
we go to this Pink show, it's probably not going to be that stacked. And it's fucking.
It's probably not,
Well,
especially in the middle of fucking, I don't know where you're going, but
I
Indy.
think it'll be indie.
Yeah, it's
this
Indy.
was the other thing I was going to say
The
is
smallest
like,
city.
okay, let's put this into perspective. Pink is going to be performing at like a venue. There will be like her and like 2 other artists. Like, dude, if I was opening up for Nightly, where it's just whatever the first band's name was, Knox and Nightly, bro, whoever the first band's name is, they're getting all the viewership because there's only 3 bands. So everybody's going to be there already. But when there's 20 fucking artists on the show and I'm number 3,
Nothing special about you. Yeah.
I'm getting there and there's 10 people at the venue. It's not the same. If I was showing up for a Pink concert and I was opening for Pink, bro, people would eat me alive.
Bro.
But I
this
don't
is-
get that opportunity.
It kind of reminds me of Keaton's fights because it's not that I'm not sitting there listening and paying attention to what's going on with the other fights, but I'm not following any of these people that much after that.
Fair.
I'm like, okay, this person won, this person lost. I'm not even paying attention to the guy that won. When's his next fight? I don't fucking know his name. I don't know. I'm there to watch Keaton fight, really.
Right.
That's the biggest thing I'm there for. And so you don't even know this whoever was before Nightly or whoever was before now. You don't even know the band's name.
Yeah.
Like, they were exposed to us, and we sat and listened to them, but they didn't make any kind of new fans off of at least us. That's not to say that they didn't get at least one fan from that. And if they made one fan from that, it was worth it.
Well, not only that, but it's like they're on tour and they have a large crowd to work with where they can hit an audience. They can literally get fans.
They at least give themselves a chance.
If
Yeah.
I bring out 10 people and the crowd is 10 people, I fucking love that they would come out and support me and have a good time with me, but fuck me if it doesn't really help me any. I sell the tickets. That's cool. I made a little money off of some shows off of that. It's like I appreciate all the people that are willing to come out for me, but it's like the people that are not there for me, I want to show them who I am. That's the whole gimmick behind the E, not an I. Is to let people know like who I am, how to spell my name, even though they still can't get it right, and
Maybe
why they
You
should.
should
remember.
start saying that.
Yeah,
That's spelled with an E, not an I.
and that's
You guys ain't getting that right.
Yeah, maybe you challenge a person.
What if you said the Vanella boy? Like, what if you put an emphasis on the Nella?
I mean, I hear that. I'm not saying I couldn't.
Humans should be smarter. I hear that argument.
It feels very like I'm not even taking them serious. I'm already giving them so much to work with. There is only one I in the entire statement, the Vanilla boy.
True.
There's only one place the I could be.
You should be like, did you guys get that? It's like you hear somebody say yeah or anything like that.
Spell it.
Yeah.
Spell vanilla.
Literally spell it. Literally spell it. And they're like VIN, and you're like nope. And they're like, oh come on, you said E not a I. You're like, yeah, you change up the A. What are you talking about?
That's the thing.
They're like, oh.
I think they relate the I with boy. Because it's
Okay,
like a
he
meme
says
thing.
what letter? There's only one E
True.
in the Vanilla boy.
True.
There's only one.
No, one I.
But either way, you said with an E, not an I.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. In the Vanilla boy, there's only one I.
Yes.
So he's saying E, not an I. You can't replace any other letter. He said I.
You can't replace the Y
Right.
with an I,
Right.
which doesn't make any sense.
He would say E, not a Y, if that were the case.
I understand that they.
Pronounce it vanilla.
No.
An E, not an I.
No, he says vanilla.
It's vanilla.
It's like.
Yeah.
I understand. You're exactly right. They should. But my point is that they're not.
Well, it's. Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and say.
Like, what do you do in that?
There are some people that get it.
Right?
And eventually everybody comes around.
Right?
I have a hole in my sock, bro. What the fuck?
But-
You got a hole in your sock, are you happy to see me? Licks lips.
Wait, what's coming out of that
What
hole?
were you saying?
They don't all get it.
Not the holy again.
They don't all get it. But some of them catch on. It's like I don't have to tell everybody how to follow me because they just do it. And then I get off stage and somebody's like, I can't. I've been looking. I can't. I'm like, where'd you?
I get
That'd
it.
be funny, bro. I actually want to see you do this because I think this is a really good idea.
Now that it's Keen's idea, I'm not doing it.
Fuck.
Dude, you might as well not even say it now.
I want to hear it.
No, say it, please.
Seth, the next time you're on stage, you should say, I'm not gonna play my next song until one person follows me on Instagram.
That would be nuts.
The Vanilla boy spelled with an E, not an I.
Or you could just be like,
And
all right, who wants to follow me on Instagram right now?
Dude, I'm not. Okay. I hear what you're saying. However, we literally had an experience at one of my shows where the host was doing shit like that. Do you remember this guy?
Yes, I remember that guy.
The comedian?
Yes.
Yeah, bro. This guy was like making people in the crowd uncomfortably like,
Pull out your phone. Pull out your phone.
yeah, come on, follow me right now. I see. Yeah, you're not. I see you paying attention. Like,
Oh, dude.
Pull
No,
out your phone right now.
not gonna be that guy.
Yeah, because I want to say you don't have to be that guy. But
There
like
are-
saying it because then if no one does it, then you also don't want to be that guy who's like, okay, yeah. Anyways, it's like yeah, you don't want to do that.
There is craftier ways to do it. David's talked to me about this before.
Okay.
I've tried it before and it worked. Like one of the shows I did, it was like first person to follow me on Instagram gets a free piece of merch. And this chick followed me on Instagram, so I sent her the boy shirt. But it's like it's really hard to do shit like that when it's the crowd is David and Seth, two bitches too drunk to remember what's even happening right now. And some guy that's going to be like, wow, that was really dope. I'm about to rap. Do you want to hear my stuff?
I make beats.
Like,
Yeah, because then they're thinking they're the main character, and it's like, okay, yeah, whatever, bro. But
Or the-
hey,
they'll take a bunch of pictures of me, and then they'll be like, yo, for like whatever amount of money.
They're
I
like
can-
trying to sell.
Yeah, it's like, why were you taking, like, get away from me then. I got my own camera guy.
Yeah.
literally. But to answer your question about
Oh.
what we're doing here,
Great.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was. Yeah, I don't even need the mic.
man, I appreciate you guys giving me a platform to speak my mind because trying to talk to a camera alone is weird. I even posted a video on YouTube back in the day. I probably need to unprivate that just for it to be out there.
Fair.
But like I did a couple where it was like I was riding home from training, during my kickboxing days, just talking to the camera as I was driving home. So it was like a 30-minute drive. So, yeah. So I appreciate you guys giving me the platform to be able to speak about what I have to say and want to say. And it gives people a natural feeling towards me instead of being just like this fucking asshole kid.
Yeah, they
Talk
only see
shit
the
to
mad dog
everyone.
talk.
It gives you some
Thank
human
you.
quality.
Yes, brother.
Like they understand who you are as more like you have a personality and a face.
Correct. Instead of just fucking asshole kid talking shit.
I was gonna say real quick.
Yeah.
I would say maybe the first episode. That made sense.
Yeah.
But I think at this point it's your platform just as much as it is our platform.
Oh yeah, bro. You're one of the guys. You're one of the pillars of the show. If you weren't here, it wouldn't be the guys.
I agree.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, now that Seth questioned it, I agree. Why is this guy even
So
here?
we're hopping on this train then. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can come too.
Episode he's not on.
Keaton was just a guest for all these episodes.
At least
Now
I got
he's just
the braids in, you know.
yeah.
That's all I needed.
Dude, I want to
Good.
say this real quick before we finish up. Speaking of you saying speaking by yourself would be difficult, when we were going through that rough patch before we had the conversation with Seth, and I was not sure if we were going to continue doing Matter of Fact, it confronted me, and I was like, okay, if we're not doing Matter of Fact, what would I do without Seth? And then it really forced me into a corner to think about the content that I would create with just myself behind a camera with a mic. And I think I'm going to start doing that.
You said it definitely would not be matter of fact.
It would not be Matter of Fact, but I think I would post it on the Matter of Fact channel because it would be catered to that audience very well. But to be fair, I could do the same thing. I think I could do the exact same content on the guys' platform, and it would be just as well received.
I think that it should all be on the guys' platform no matter what.
Yeah, I want to make a Matter of Fact highlight as long as you guys
Yes.
are all okay with that.
I mean, okay. And we've had this conversation with Keaton, which is, I say confusing, not to be condescending, but
No, you're good.
it's like I feel like it would make it makes sense for you guys to have Matter of Fact on the guys. That's the point.
I
Like,
agree.
The guys is all of us.
I agree.
So we're all doing it. My music goes on the guys.
That's a good point.
It wouldn't make any sense for me to be like, my music goes on the guys, but your guys' individual
Yes.
podcast, that doesn't work with me.
Fair. Just to put it out there and make it more concrete and give me a bigger incentive to start doing it, I wanted to do like a quote of the day. So I want to record myself. It would probably be a TikTok. I think a TikTok would be the easiest way, but I think making YouTube videos would be fun too. Taking a quote that I love and then giving my interpretation of it or giving my spin on.
Dude, having a TikTok
that quote
segment of that would be fucking sick.
Yeah, if it's a minute long and I edit it.
You could repost it on everything.
Facts.
Yeah.
Edit it on CapCut and make it like super visually appealing. All the animations. Facts. YouTube Shorts as well.
I think we're
I
missing
never
YouTube
post shorts, bro.
Facebook, do you want me to do that on YouTube?
I would love if you did that on YouTube. I would love that. Also, do you still have your...
Wait, or would that be on the Vanilla Boy?
It would technically be on the Vanilla
If-
Boy.
And like I've been,
You have the most subs, so I love it.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
I've been like confronting that a lot because I'm like, dude, are we just utilizing my stuff because my ego is like, bro, it's giving me a lot of like
The most people are on your account,
traction. But it's like if we want to post the guys' shorts on YouTube, on my YouTube, I'm not opposed to that. I'm more than willing to bring my fan base.
You're bringing those 10 people. You're bringing those 10 people out to the crowd, and it's like we didn't even bring anybody to the crowd necessarily so much as you did. So we're really getting more of a chance to show our potential off to your fans than you are to getting to show off your potential to our fans. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
Utilizing the people who are
Already there?
actually Already there.
Yeah,
they're
bro.
a fan
Yeah.
of me. So why wouldn't they want to hear me talk and also hear my friends talk?
Yeah.
Because I think my friends have a lot of valuable information like I have.
Bro, but speaking of which, y'all should give more love to the guest episodes. What the fuck?
True. Why did the
Why
Stewart episode
do
only get
the
like
guys-
15?
The guys only episodes get way more consistent views than our guests.
Listen, the only
That's
thing
not
I
the
can
point
say
of the
is
podcast.
we're pretty, you know?
We're very good to look at.
But why do you think that happens?
I
I
think
will say the Stewart podcast came out around a time like of my fight where it was like I wasn't even able to promote that at all. So I feel like if I did make a post like right now, later tonight,
About Stewart or tonight or this episode?
about Stewart,
Oh.
like that came out, at least it'll get at least like 5 or 10 more.
so. This is where I think having a specifically guys account would make sense
is we on the page, and I do this with my music, can section it. And it's like, bro, we could have playlists of just the guest episodes. So it shows that we bring guests on. We could do that on my page too. It's not that deep, but I think it's a lot easier for people, especially that know us, to just retain to us. Because when it's like about Stuart, if they don't know who Stuart is, and they're not really that worried about who Stuart is, watching it's not really giving them a whole lot, because there is parts of us that come out where we're making jokes and like saying things, and like we're interested.
I would say funnier episodes are just us, though.
Yeah, the more fuckery shit.
But our clips are better with guests, I feel like.
Do you really think that?
I think the last podcast had some of the best clips, and the pool episode had really great clips. Not to shout out to the hair clipping place.
He said, "Do you really think that?"
Yeah, that was pretty conceited of me. I take that back. What makes you think that would be better?
I would say
Pulling Mike away.
I was like,
Yeah.
It's more drawing, because like he said, people see us and maybe it's mundane to where they're used to seeing us and they're like, oh, I'll watch the pod later or some shit maybe.
Yeah.
But if it's a guest, then it's like, I might not be interested in the whole guest episode. But
who is this
I'm
guy?
not gonna watch the podcast later. Let me watch the clip.
yeah, it's like I think people they like to watch our podcasts for the like fucking life values we talk about and shit, and like what we're trying to do and winner mentality and all this stuff. And it's like the guest episodes are just asking someone who's at least somewhat of a winner about their life, I guess. But it's not so much us talking about our point of view as it is just asking this person questions about their life. And so it's a very different subject matter.
Do you think it pulls away from us at all?
What pulls away from us?
Like having a guest on?
No, that's I think that's the point of podcasts, is just conversating, getting new perspectives.
It's like I would,
Us and the audience.
if we were like having a party or a get together or whatever the fuck, and Stu was invited. There is nothing in me that is like, if Stu was at a function with us and we just had 2.5 hours to sit down and talk, that we wouldn't take that opportunity. And that's
Fair.
where it makes a lot of sense that like we would be at parties talking or doing things and like having really extensive conversations with a lot of passion, and people would be like, you should start a podcast. It's the same thing. This, and me and Seth were just talking about it in the kitchen, actually. It's we're just hanging out.
Yeah.
Like, there's a little bit of structure
That's,
going into this,
yeah.
but we're just hanging out. We're just hanging out with Stu. We're hanging out with Stu and asking him questions because we're genuinely interested in his knowledge and what he knows about the things that we want to know from him.
It's very similar to my mindset going into the cage. It's like, I'm just being where my feet are,
Yes.
which I put that on my quote board. Like, that was one.
That's fire.
That's a cool quote, bro.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah, I heard it from Sugar Sean and Tim Welch, his coach. And it's just like, just be where your feet are. And it's like, if
Seth was where my foot was.
All y'all's feet are.
I love being where Alyssa's feet are.
I bet you do.
Right now, bro.
You like toes?
I'm a little feet guy. She thinks that I've been lying about it because I haven't been consistent with the foot rubs and the foot loving.
Oh, of course.
So she sees the
would-
benefit.
She would, of course, play that excuse into not getting her foot rubbed.
She said, I love the part of it where it benefits me.
Well, I mean, even when it does benefit, I just haven't been up to date on it like I used to.
I heard that.
You're
You
not
like some
worshiping her
Viagra or
feet.
something.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
Which is
it comes
good.
out in
That's
me
good.
sometimes.
That's
I
good.
love any part of a woman's body. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
I would say most of it.
What's a part that you don't enjoy?
To answer the question from earlier, no, I won't get out of this one.
Yeah, you ain't leave. Yeah,
No, I won't leave.
It was a good try, though. I respect that.
Feet, indifferent. They don't turn me on. They don't gross me out.
Okay,
I guess
have
I
you
would
ever
say,
seen an attractive
yeah.
foot, though?
Okay. Me and Seth had this discussion on the way to Planet Fitness. He was like,
Bro, this is how the Conscious Cast gets after 2 hours.
bro.
Usually
He
the
was
direction
like,
goes.
This is the after
what the
hours.
fuck even led us to what we said? Because, dude, I was about to say, you're about to talk to me because I want to remember this.
Okay, so
Please, I would love to remember this.
can you think of a woman's feet in your mind? And why is that different than when you think of a man's feet in
True.
your mind?
That's a
And
good
if
point.
you had a gun to your head and had to fuck the person at the other end of those feet, which one would you pick?
I would pick feminine feet.
I'd pick the girl's feet, so that tells me I'm more attracted to the girl's feet than the guy's feet.
So there's a scale.
So it's at least more attractive than
Yeah.
something else, which tells me there's some level of attraction to women's feet.
There's a tier list for feet.
Bro, it's
I hear
all
it.
in the arch.
But
And the cat ears, bro.
All in
No.
the ankle.
What
It's all in the toe length. and
Well,
all that
listen.
goes into it.
to
I mean, well cared for.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
The pedicure.
To double down on my point earlier, I have never been like lust filled from feet ever.
Okay, so you've never been.
I've never been turned on by feet
Yeah.
ever.
Even
Not
while
not a
having
single time.
sex.
Feet? No, not really.
Okay, so
They're not
They
even,
don't-
like,
they don't
in my
bother
fucking
me.
time
Field
you
of
have
view.
sex, if you're in missionary and you bring the foot up like this,
Yeah.
I'm more
you're
sure.
up right, and the feet are right here by your face. Just take a little kiss.
I mean, I would probably
I've
do that
done
to
more
like
than
her
that.
shin or
Of
something.
course,
I
yeah,
have
but
done
just
more
to
than
start.
that.
just to
I
start.
would say the thing that I focused on in that moment is the leg more than the foot.
You fuck with feet.
I pay like the shins are
I
more
love every
attractive
part
than the
of a woman's
feet.
body.
It's like it's a thighs. Oh my god, thighs, bro. Yes.
I get her ears.
licking feet.
Ears are great. Ears are
I was
great.
the only
one.
I'll get her ears, bro. I'll get that. I get that booty hole. I get the groceries.
There you
bro.
go.
Crazy.
I'm glad.
I am.
That's not something
Go
I've ever
looking at
done.
their
Go
feet.
for it.
Yeah, it's not something I think
I'm
about.
like, oh my fucking god, bro, their fucking feet. Bro.
I
The
never.
nail polish. Man, I might kiss
Yeah.
that shit.
Oh yeah,
would
it's
say
not
I'm
every
more-
time.
I'm more fucking turned on
It's
by
not
hands
every
than
time.
feet.
Yeah,
I like hands more than
dude,
feet.
it's like
It's that time. It's the fucking
hold
time,
a
bro.
lot of value over a lot of other things, but like their feet are just like.
I am making a statement right now that no one would fucking guess that watches us any type of consistently. This motherfucker right here, out of all the guys, pulls the most bitches, and you probably could imagine, honestly. I guarantee you, he does, right?
I don't know.
They're pretty close.
It's between me
Nah,
and
I'm telling you, he
They're
pulls
pretty
more than
close.
Noah,
Noah.
bro.
Between me and Noah.
No, there's no way. I'm
I
telling you.
see it, bro.
I think Noah
Admit
has
it.
a higher body count than me.
Dude,
Probably because he's a whore, but
That's the thing.
I
I
get more
spent.
bitches.
I was nerfed for 8 years.
I'm talking about
okay?
who pulls more.
who pulls more?
Who has had sex more in the past 6 months?
Okay. It's between me and Noah. I'm not totally sure.
If I had to guess, it was me.
Who?
If I had to guess, it'd probably be Noah.
Okay, more chicks or more times? Both. Who
I
has
think
more
you
chicks
got-
and who has more times?
From after the time me and Noah moved to, or I'm sorry, me and David moved to Columbus, because there was one extra girl in Columbus before we moved there.
Oh.
But I was getting girls here while that was happening. So you and I both, while we were both in Columbus, we both got 2 girls. Correct?
No.
Or was it 3?
I got with Morgan while I was in Columbus. I got with Rachel while you guys. I mean, if we're counting that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess-
Count that.
I got with Gabby. I got with Talia.
Yeah, he fucked 2 girls on the same day.
Yeah,
Not at
I
the same
mean-
time, but the same day.
That laugh was amazing.
That's pretty good.
How does that work?
I'm
You
a
took
player.
a shower in between?
I mean, I don't know. Probably not.
Oh, that's diabolical. Oh my
Dude,
god.
I wear protection. It's not like I'm putting my dick in 2 different
Oh shit,
vaginas.
dude,
like
yeah.
that,
I don't remember the last time I wore a condom, bro. I
That's
wasn't
crazy, bro.
That I wasn't even thinking about.
My man is asking for a child right now.
Oh no, she's been on birth control.
That's just
Bro.
not foolproof.
She had her period yesterday, which is the earliest she's had it ever.
Hey.
Usually she gets it around Friday.
Listen, I'm not
I'd be getting nervous.
saying it doesn't work up until this point, but I am saying there
Hey,
is a
I
time that
limit.
it could not work.
I limit when I'm pretty good at pull out, bro. You know what I'm saying? My brother, shout out my brother, he put it in my mind before I was even having sex. He was like, he said something about himself. He was like, bro, I got a good pull out game. So from then on, I was like,
And yeah, I've known
You need to
people
have a
that
good
use the
pull-out
pull-out game that get bitches pregnant. So it's like,
hey, won't be me.
all right,
I'm having it when I want.
right,
Fuck you, nature.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah,
All right. But yeah, I would just say we don't have any trouble.
yeah. I would agree with that.
Hell nah.
I like how it was the foot fetish that started this.
Bro, the foot fetish is always
So
good.
me talking about eating booty hole and sucking on toes gave you the indication that I get a lot of women.
Dude, I just know by how you even even how you talk to me. It's like, bro, like even the joking Riz, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell you got something going on.
Hey, listen, I'm not even sorry.
That he understood that language.
Yes.
That's what I meant.
Yes.
That's what I meant.
I'm not
Keaton
taking
gets
away.
Keaton understands me.
Yeah. Keaton does understand you. I would agree.
I never once was claiming that Seth did not have game.
Yeah. And it did not feel like that to me.
Yeah.
I just
Noah
think the
recognizes
audience
my game.
would look
Game
at
recognizes
us,
game.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
Who
That's why I said it. It's
gets
like
the
it's
most
between
bitches?
me and Noah.
Yeah.
We just be getting
got the most
bitches. Like
Riz.
Fair.
And I feel like
if
not
it's
a
down
lot
to
of
numbers,
people
it's
would
Noah.
guess
But
Seth.
we both be getting bitches.
That's the guy.
What makes you say that? Or at least the first part. Most people would not guess.
I feel like most people would not guess.
Is it because they think he's not 30?
Is it because they think I'm too sweet? I'm innocent.
Exactly.
I'm
yes.
innocent.
Fair.
Yes, bro.
Fair.
It's the
Yeah.
same thing as like me, bro. Well, without the hair, obviously.
I'm a fucking.
We already talked about that, but it's like I look like a pussy. I don't look like I can fucking
Do
fight.
you?
I don't think you do.
Bro, I think
When I had my
okay.
middle part.
I think that since you grew your facial hair out,
Okay.
you do
that's
not
fair.
look like that anymore. Remember when I said babyface Keaton could not take? That's why, because you look less intimidating like that.
I feel like me from even the Levi camp would fuck me up.
But also, the older you get, the more your face is defining, and it's making you look more intimidating by nature.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree
I would
with
just
that.
say that despite my innocent, sweet appearances, I'm a freak.
Freak is good.
oh
I was gonna say David went through the same transformation.
Becoming a
Oh
freak.
yeah.
No,
How
his
did y'all
face.
do? Yo, y'all had
Not that I
The
don't know
party-
anything about David's.
the party boys. Y'all freak off this man is being a freak. You need to change. You did it to him, didn't you?
I
You said,
did
I'm
it
gonna teach
to
you the
him."
ways. I'm gonna teach you the ways.
No way, bro.
But
Yeah,
they-
you
the-
did say you
the
were taking
days
pointers
ways.
from me about Claire.
Yeah, I did.
Did you hear the name that if me and Keaton start a podcast, what it would be called?
No, but it made me think of something.
Oh, you didn't hear it? Okay.
No, what
It was
did you
Mad Days.
Okay, yes, I did hear that
But
actually.
what were you saying?
I don't know why,
Yeah, facts.
but right before you guys had said that, you guys said something. I don't know if you were spitballing names or something, but I was like, dude, a cool name for a podcast would be Imagine This.
Facts. That would be a really good
And
name.
I was like, I don't even know who would be on that podcast, but I just thought that name was cool.
Sounds like
Imagine this was really good.
that sounds like Neil deGrasse Tyson
True.
And
He
Joe
would hop
Rogan.
on that.
and Joe Rogan. Yeah.
I could see
Hey,
him.
if you use this idea, you got that from me, and I deserve.
If you call
money.
it Imagine
Yeah, give the
This,
guys money.
at least mention where you heard of this name, okay?
And tell him it's spelled with an E, not an I.
The same thing with the conscious cast we looked up.
Have you ever gone for 3 hours?
Gone for 3 hours?
Fucking.
Not straight. Maybe not even collectively in a single day.
It's like training. It's like
5 minutes a
it's like
day.
a workout.
Bro, I feel, dude. There's times when I come home from the gym, you know, one of those nights,
Yeah.
bro. I literally will like be in the bathroom after, and I'm like, I did not want to go through that second workout, bro. Like I regret that shit. Like,
Weight
Bro,
cutting.
I
oh
don't,
my god, especially, bro.
I don't
You
want to.
can't help it when you want to, bro. And it's like,
When I
I'm gonna expose a little bit, man. It happened in the hotel room the night before,
Hey, of
which I
course it did.
usually don't do it a
Of
couple.
course.
I stopped like 3 days before, but like I said, when you want to, you can't help it. But it's like I was scared. I was like, dude, what if that fuck? Like, I'm just too good though. It ain't gonna fuck with me.
Dude, if
I know
anything,
my
it would probably
limits.
like amplify the feeling. That's why I was like, I don't understand why you would not want to right before. It
Saving
feels-
the chi and the fucking.
it's
Fair.
supposedly it
I have
reduces
heard
your
that.
Yeah, I
after
mean,
you have
after
sex.
after you win the fight, yeah, that makes the most.
That's
sense, actually.
perfect. Yeah.
I never do though.
That's crazy.
You
It's,
should.
it's always like the next day after because we stay up talking.
Fair,
Yeah.
And it's
fair. It is
like-
very much
it-
catered around like you're
Like
catering.
ideally, she'd come into the ring and you'd fuck her right there.
Yeah,
Dude, that is some edge shit from WWE.
Brings a bed into the ring.
Yes, bro. Yeah. Bringing the next.
Sets in with the
I
camera.
believe y'all came in the cage, bro.
That's so fucking
Dude,
great.
it was not under my intentions
The promoter's
whatsoever.
like, yo,
Griggs-
you guys are getting in here.
Yeah, Griggs was just like, hey, yo, like, come on, you guys can get in the cage. I was like, all right. And then I get in there, and you turn around, and you're like, bro, what the fuck?
Bro, you can.
How are you in here?
Like my dad's phone, he was like rocking back and forth. It was like towards the end, and you could see like a blurry silhouette of me like clapping to the cage, and then I see you, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I like, you
Yeah,
could see that
bro.
shit, like silhouette blurrily. It'd be like a cool.
I got the video of you guys hugging.
You were recording that whole time.
I got the video of you guys hugging, and then I was holding the camera, so you don't see me and you hug, but you see me go like this around you. And then I mean,
Damn, I didn't know you were recording that whole time. Holy fuck.
Oh, yeah, he's getting the footage, bro.
He's the
Especially-
guy.
Should we start vlogging fight days like that?
Oh, Fight Day
Fight
vlogs
Day
would be
vlogs
cool.
would
We
be
could have got
sick.
recorded us almost getting kicked out.
That's how we get David in the locker room.
Oh, vlogs, bro. I would vlog. Yeah,
That makes so much sense.
Bro!
I would totally vlog. That shit would be fun as fuck.
Connor can come sit on the vlog if he really
Would
wants to.
I
but he
use
couldn't handle
Seth's camera? Because I wouldn't want to kill the battery.
get your own.
Yeah, let me just find $900 under the couch cushions.
that. I mean,
It just records his voice.
I thought he was gonna have something to say, but all he heard is.
if well, let's think about it like this: if Keaton has the MiFi,
Oh my god.
and we bring in the laptop, the mics, and the camera.
True.
You could have a
don't-
little cart,
I card.
roll it around.
True.
There's like no one that's gonna have an issue with that because it's only making the promotion bigger. As long as we're not showing the fights, which is not gonna happen.
Yeah, we would be in the locker room.
Wait, it wouldn't even be live.
It could be.
It wouldn't have to be, but yeah, it could be.
We could do Facebook Live on the guys.
Dude, honestly, it might be
Well,
better
we could
if
just
it
go
wasn't.
live like beforehand, like on Instagram, just to be like,
Dude, I was gonna bring
The
that
guys
up.
are
We
here.
did not post today.
Oh, about the episode.
Yeah,
Facts.
I was like, oh, nobody showed up.
Good point.
But
dude,
if we didn't
Yeah.
do live for the vlog,
yeah, I don't think so.
if we didn't do live, then it would be probably almost better.
We could edit it,
We could edit it, and also it wouldn't be laggy
of course.
because it's not based on the internet. It's just based on my
True.
Mac recording.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now I don't know how long my Mac could record. That's the other problem.
I want to ask you this real quick, Keaton. Are you able to send me the reels that you have done so that way I have more content for TikTok? Or do you delete those reels?
No, I keep them.
Yeah, could you please, if they're on
Yeah.
CapCut or the...
To the email.
That's fine, please. Because if I have them, then I'll have daily content for TikTok. And TikTok...
Ah, you gotta say okay.
yes,
okay.
bro. TikTok is the best, so far, the best social media for engagement.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I should. Yeah.
The comments...
Don't post on the same day though. I made that
I only post
mistake
once a
with
day.
my last 3 posts. I like posted it and it started to blow up a little bit. And I was like, I wonder if posting more right now will get me going.
Definitely
And
same
it just
day.
was like nothing.
Nothing.
Bro.
Fair.
Yeah, I'm about
Definitely
to delete them
because
Yeah.
I don't like those views being on.
the
I'm doing that right now.
the algorithm is shutting you down because it's like, oh, it's spamming to get views.
That makes sense.
The algorithm is like, no, you can't just post whatever you want at 20. Because, dude, if they did,
Dude,
if
the
they-
Vanilla Boy's live right now.
Yeah.
doubt it. That guy's
Fuck
a
that
show.
guy. Yeah.
Let's start a podcast. Like,
yeah. Why are you guys
uh,
doing a podcast?
If that was the case and you were allowed to just post as many videos as you want every day and they were going to give you a bunch of views because you were getting views, then people could set up AIs to just drop a video like every hour.
True.
David, did you have a joint?
Yeah, I smoked it with Keaton. I'm not gonna lie.
God, dude, I thought.
I bet that's where this right here came from.
Oh, fair.
Oh yeah, I wanted to tell you though, before we finish up here,
Listen,
that Seth's coach that you're talking about,
Mhm.
he fought.
I remember that. He
Yeah,
was like one
I
of the
did tell
first
you
people
about
to
that.
fight.
Yeah, yeah.
And I saw Seth there too.
He bet money on me.
Seth bet money on you?
No, Seth's coach.
I'd bet money on you.
And he said that he turned me down
Yeah,
against
foot fetish?
one of his other fighters.
He said,
He was like,
nah.
he's not ready. He was
You're
like-
not.
Oh,
He literally
Didn't
told
you
me
just
as
say?
he was walking up to us. Like we were in the
I wouldn't
back,
call it
like
a
Jamie
fetish.
was warming up, and he was
didn't
like,
we just ask if
"Yeah,
it was
they
a...
request or
I have a mild, like,
I'm listening, Keaton.
no, you're good. I don't care. I'm kind of interested.
about foot
now,
fetishes?
bro.
right. I wouldn't call it a fetish. It's like a fetish is like what's like one of your favorite things? It's like,
Describing fetish.
yeah.
So it's not like top 3.
Like I don't have an eyelash fetish, but women's eyelashes are pretty.
I can empathize.
You know?
I can empathize.
Yeah, so women's feet are pretty-ish. They're the prettiest feet there are. It's the prettiest feet you could ever imagine. I can't imagine any other feet that are prettier. I think cats' feet are kind of cute.
Yeah, honestly, Abaddon's.
No, bro, I'm not even lying.
God damn it, bro.
If you come over and see my kitty cat Paris, her feet, she does have the cutest feet. Like because I've never seen a cat use her feet as much. Like they're always. It seems like she's always like sprawling them out all
Right,
the
but
time. Like,
Seth specifically likes cat feet.
dude, it just hit me.
Now you sound like me.
As soon as Seth said it, I was like, oh, yeah.
Dude, I was like, I'm gonna double down on this.
Yeah,
Abaddon's feet are pretty
yeah.
cute.
Dude, I'm fucking stupid.
You're not stupid.
Dude, you're actually really smart.
Thanks, man.
You're just illiterate. It's fine.
Yeah, and you're mad. And you're a dog.
Yeah, true.
You know
All
what?
those things, facts.
Yeah, he's a dog. Are
What a
dogs
dog.
smart?
Dogs are smart. Not smarter than
Gotta
cats.
be
but
one,
smart.
no one.
Yeah, I mean, you are that dog. You got that dog in you.
True.
Dog.
You want some dog in
You
you?
got that, what is it?
You want some dog in you?
Hot dog? I don't
Well,
even like
mean,
hot dogs.
I am the
You
dog.
want hot dog
so-
I don't like hot dogs.
Bro, why are you so mud spelled backwards?
Why you so dumb? Why you so mad, dog?
Are we just dragging this out or like what's
I
happening?
am Mad Dog
having-
Miller.
I'm
so-
having
At
a
this
great time.
point,
I just-
we
I mean,
answered
I'm having a great time.
we
I'm
answered
just-
everything.
Yeah.
So
He just lobbed it up, so I feel like I am
was
Mad
thinking
Dog
we
Miller.
could get to
You know what
3
I'm
hours,
saying?
to be honest, because we got 6 minutes.
Listen, I was listening to what Keaton
Oh,
was
we're
saying.
that far away from 3 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're-
Oh,
Oh,
my
I saw that
God.
5.
look at you go. I'm not jealous because I saw 555, just not 555.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Has the Conscious Cast been 3 hours yet?
It's almost been.
The one with Jaden. Was that
We-
one
yeah,
3
we've hit-
hours? I don't know
That
that,
one
it was
had to
3
have been.
hours.
Dude,
but it
maybe
was
we
like,
didn't hit 3
It
hours.
was definitely like 2.5.
We would have hit 3 hours with Stuart
Oh yeah, we definitely would have hit
if
3
the
hours.
internet wouldn't have
Stuart.
went out.
Dude, I don't think we could. I think we can only go like an hour with my coaches.
That's fine.
Really?
I think so.
Damn.
Like you think they would
I
lose?
I can just see them. Oh my gosh, especially at 8. I could feel so.
Should we start early?
So if this isn't my thing, if it's a guest episode and it makes sense to cater to them earlier, I think once in a while that's not that big of a deal. The problem was being consistent, and we were not being consistent at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say also, I don't think we should have all 3 of them on at once. I don't know if
Facts.
we
Oh, the
mentioned,
coaches? No, yeah, no.
I don't know if we mentioned this, but
Who's
I
the
would also
third?
like to have Devin.
Oh, Devin, yes.
Okay.
Devin
Devin is
lit.
dope.
Bro, Devin is
Honestly,
so warm.
I think Devin would flourish the most on
Yes,
the Conscious Cast.
Devin would be
be a
sick,
guy.
bro.
But I legitimately think having each individual coach on, which they all seem on board, would be fantastic. I think they all have a lot of knowledge and wisdom to give, and I would be more than willing to listen to them talk.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah. Yeah, individually, I feel like is the way to go.
And also, we only have 3 mics.
yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly.
Very rarely will we have a situation like Stewart. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that was dope.
That was interesting.
That was very.
Yeah, with Stuart, yes. I've-
Star M is now in the house.
Star M is.
I've really liked the
Woken
last
up.
2 episodes with
Yeah.
just us.
They've been pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. It's fun to. It's like matter of fact is helping me. I don't know about you, Seth. I'm sure it is, but doing matter of fact helps my like public persona in the Conscious Cast a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was asking Seth something even though he didn't have a mic.
I didn't know if you had more to say, or
I always have more to say.
that's fair.
And it gives us a platform. Obviously, we have our own individual platforms. Like you love painting and graphic design, and I love writing and.
Dude, I was just
Making
in front
beats.
of him that whole time, bro.
Oh, you're good. I'm laying all the way back, bro.
Are you guys
like,
are you guys
was.
well informed on the Israel-Palestine conflict?
No.
Check, hey, bro. Seth is asleep right now.
Seth AM.
I'm at your apartment on the bed.
Seth
Well,
is currently sleeping.
We'll see you at,
Bro.
in the Seth AM. Saturday AM.
A minute left.
I was about to say it close.
Here, all right.
We're
So
committed, bro.
I am the Vanella boy, spelled with an E, not an I.
You guys just heard them all say it. I'm Seth AM.
Star M.
I am Keaton Mad Dog motherfucking Miller, and I am 2-1 in MMA. Could have been 3-1, but there's pussies out there.
Fuck them. I am Days Produce.
And for
This has
this
been Mad
last
Days.
minute, I would like
Mad
to
Days,
talk
bro. We
about
got to do it. I
all
think.
the things that are me. You know?
Say that again.
Yeah.
You want to talk about yourself?
Yeah, I want to talk about myself.
Hey,
What's-
real quick? If you guys want to follow us on You Know the Guys,
That's YAKNOWTHEGUYS.
Facts.
dude, you're not illiterate.
He's not illiterate.
Dude,
Oh.
okay, you heard it
I
here,
actually
folks.
have won a couple spelling bees in my elementary days. I just remembered that, and so fuck you.
Yeah, honestly, you don't know
Wait,
shit.
what's your fighting record?
2-1 could have been 3-1.
Are
but
you
there's
2-1
pussies
in spelling bees? Stick to fighting. All right, so
3, 2, 1. We're done.
All right. Well, this has been the guys.
Thanks, guys. First 3 hour.